Check. All right. So hey guys, we'll make do with who and all we have here. So we're gonna wait for the next 5 minutes. If you have your friends joining in, ask them to join in real quick. The washrooms are on my left. If you want water bottles, snacks, they're in the pantry behind you, and they have some water bottles in the front. So make yourself comfortable. In 5 minutes, we are good to go live. All right. If you have friends who are missing out the session, our YouTube live stream is also going live at the same time. So feel free to grab that link, which is coming in the QR, and just share it to your friends who want to watch it virtually as well. All right. So just a quick rundown. If you have any questions, if you have any chance to speak with the presenter speaker, please make sure you raise your hand. We'll give you a mic. Please connect with the speaker on the mic so that the virtual audience also can hear your questions and queries. All right. So the time right now is 2:12. So we'll start at 2:15. All right. Good. Yes. No. Yes. No. In college class, what am I See. Okay. How many? Before that, how many Tamil, English, Tamil? Okay, actually, how many don't know Tamil? Yeah, I remember him. Hey. Welcome back. A lot of known faces. All right, I can converse in English and Tamil. So is it good if I keep it to English? Because my Hindi is it's little. I understand. I speak a little. But is English fine, everyone? Yes, no? There's no other option here. All right. So I'll give you a 5-minute break. If you have your friends coming in, we'll wait 5 minutes, or else we'll go live in the next 5 minutes. All right. All right, guys. Thank you. All right. So guys, all settled in. Everyone settled in. Everyone good to go. At the back, guys at the back. I hope the audio is clear. Yes. No. Not clear. Is clear? Clear? Hold on. We'll check that. Audio at the back on the left side. Is it a little clear? It's good here. Broadcast engineer, can you just check the right channel? Yep. So we're just checking that out. All right, guys. I'm Kamlesh. I'm going to be your host for the day. If you were here for the last session, it was me again. You're going to see the same face again. So this time again, I'm connecting with a lot of known faces. I see a lot of new faces and some old faces as well. So it'll be good to connect. So we're now at the React Meetup edition number 3 in quick succession. The last few months, we've been growing this community in a very active manner. So without any further ado, we'll jump into the session today. So how many of you guys are new here? First timers? Raise your hands. All right. So any second timers or third timers who have been here in a very repetitive manner? Nice. So you guys are going to be the key to the lobby session today, where you're going to indulge and interact, because you guys have been here for multiple sessions, and you guys have to inspire more people to build this community in a very strong manner and make this one of the best communities we have in Chennai. All right? Can I have that yes from you? Yes? No? Yes? காலையில் பொங்கல் சாப்பிட்டு பொறுமையா வந்து yes? No? Yes? Even a no is fine. I mean, yes or no? Yes? Yes, cool. Okay. So we'll jump into the session. Again, if you guys want to take a washroom break, the washrooms are to my left. And if the pantry is all the way at the back, if you want to take a phone call or something, and the speakers are a little disturbing, we have some rooms here. You can use the back pantry area, and we have some water bottles in the front as well. So before we jump into the main session of this React Meetup edition number 3, I will call upon the big brains of the React community, which is going to be Surya and Nikhil, who will be giving the introduction about this React session, this React Meetup, and I'm handing this over to Surya and Nikhil.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Yeah, thanks. It's nice to see the crowd. It's more than like 55 plus registration happened. We are like happy. We are growing day by day, I would say. Thanks once again for coming. If it's like new member, welcome. And for the old member, welcome again. So please continue supporting us in this manner. It motivates us to like do more such events. Thanks, and probably we just want to show something that we have crossed more than 1.3k subscriptions. The members joined the LinkedIn page. It's big applause for you guys. It's all you made this thing happen, and also.
Yeah, so we, as Surya mentioned, we passed 1.3k followers on LinkedIn. And big thanks to the community partners we have. We collaborated with a lot of React communities with React Nexus, React India, JS Lovers, and AI Connect. So without them, because without them collaboration, we can't make this happen. And also for all you guys who followed us on our social platform. And by the way, this is the QR code we have. So please scan here and follow on all the social media. So we post about all things React, around JavaScript, and also about the upcoming meetups and also the conferences. So last time we gave giveaways for these tickets. So React Nexus tickets as well as React India tickets on our social media platform, Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram. So do follow us to get that opportunity to win those tickets and attend those events. And yeah, next.
Maybe in another 2 weeks, we also have JS Lover community happening in Talentship. And also one major thing I need to like say about Talentship. First of all, thanks for giving this wonderful venue. It's really continuous support we are getting from Talentship in terms of venue, sponsorship, and everything. I would like to have a round of applause for Talentship for taking this. And probably Nitin will take away from here.
Before you go, we also have our Discord server. So do join there. We will have a lot of channels for job-related stuff. Where is it? Yeah. Don't switch. Yeah, all the channels for React and also the job servers. If you scroll down, there'll be jobs, and a lot of interactions will be happening there. Join there and learn more about our community and React in general. Cool. You can take over.
Thanks for that, guys. So you guys have any questions to ask Nikhil and Surya? Any questions? No questions? No? Okay. Then it's going to be easy then. Without questions, this session is going to be very easy. With questions, it's going to be more interactive because you guys have invested time here to come on a very busy Saturday and invest time. That's the biggest investment that you can do. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown about Talentship. Surya, if you can help me with the slide of Talentship. So I hope the speaker system is okay right now, or is it a little bad? Guys in the back, feedback. Basavaraj is saying yes. Anyone else? Arul? Yes, I got 3 thumbs up, 4 thumbs up, 5 thumbs up. That's good for me. All right, so a bit about Talentship. So Talentship, we are majorly based in Europe, Germany, Cologne. That's where we have our HQ. And we have 2 HQs in India, which is based in Chennai and Bangalore. And we majorly work in Chennai. So right now we are venturing into the AI sector, but we majorly work with clients who are based in Europe for cloud DevOps engineering, cloud solutions, products and services, which cater to our clients who are fully in Germany. Right now we are venturing into the AI sector, ML and deep learning sector. So that's a new journey that we're coming to. And on this journey, we also want to collaborate with a lot of communities that are out there. There are a lot of underdog communities in Chennai which need the support that they want. So once we give that support to them, they can bring their community ideas to life. So if you have something like a micro community, if you have some like a small idea that you want to build a community like JS lovers or React Chennai, or whatever kind of community that you want to make in Chennai, feel free to reach out to me and let's see if Talentship and you can collaborate and get that community idea into reality. Because we actively work in onboarding new communities, supporting new communities, and giving you the opportunity to grow your micro or macro community into the larger picture. And if you guys are interested to know more about us or what work we do or what journey we're taking into the AI sector or ML sector, we have Arul at the front desk, who is our big mafia boss. He's a senior HR manager. He's going to be there in the front desk. You can reach out to him. He's going to be there the full day, so you can have a quick rundown about what we do, what we have, what openings we have with Talentship. And if you have a path here, Arul is the best person who can help you out. He's going to be right out in the front desk where you guys got yourself registered. He's going to be there. So please do connect with Arul if you have any questions, or if you have any ideas, or if you want to know more about Talentship or any opportunities at Talentship, you can meet him on the main stage. And over to Jeffrey, so over to you. So I'm going to give you the first session. Over to you, Jeff. Okay. All right, so Justin, I think he's setting up his PC for a moment here. So I'll give you a quick rundown about Justin. He's from Number Flutter, and like the name, this guy's got a lot of hidden talents. I mean, he's a very fun guy to be around. Right now, he seems very focused on his laptop, but if you connect with him after the session, he's a very fun guy to talk around with. He just jolly arkan soli. You can call him the jolly guy. So Justin, do you want to connect with them while you set up the laptop, or you want to like? You focus on that one? See, man of focus, a man of commitment. He wants to focus on his laptop first. So I'm going to let him focus on his laptop setup. So let's give him like a 2-minute detour while he joins into the Zoom session and shares his screen. So again, guys, if you want to use the washrooms, to the left, pantries at the back, HR desk at the front, and if you have any other requests, the admin team volunteers are all around here. Just reach out to them and they'll help you out.
I don't think sharing is turned on. Oh, bro. Sharing is not turned on. Hey guys, I'm a bit nervous today because I'm the first speaker and they just informed me hours before this event. But nevertheless, let's focus on this session, okay? So the first session, my session would be to convert your Figma designs or any designs, it doesn't matter, into React or React Native code in just one click. So before that, a little bit about myself. I'm Justin, a second year student from SSN College of Engineering. And I'm also the lead organizer of Flutter Chennai community. Quick hands up, how many of you guys are React and React Native developers? Good. How many of you guys are Figma user interface designers? A handful of you guys. So hopefully, or not hopefully, but like if you guys didn't know about code, I think this session would be really helpful to you guys. So I think let's get into the session, okay? So as developers, as React and React Native developers, right? We see a lot of problems in our day-to-day lives, right? We travel in our streets, we travel in our buses, and we see a lot of problems. And sometimes the idea just hits our head and we get to start to build a product. We start to conceive about an idea or a product and we start to develop it. But then we wish to build it, but then what's the problem that we all face is that we all have our day-to-day activities. Developers have their jobs, day-to-day jobs, and the students have their buttload of assignments that we need to take care of. So just there's not enough hours in a day that we need to focus on our projects. So that's where all these tools comes in, right? So there are a lot of tools like low-code, no-code tools. You might know Wix, WordPress, a lot of other tools that are available out in the market, which we all use to convert or to build a product very fast. Like these terms from VCs, venture capitalists, called MVPs. So a lot of startup founders or first-time founders who are really enthusiastic about starting a startup or building a product are focusing on these MVPs and prototypes. So that's where these low-code, no-code tools comes into place. So these platforms help you guys to build from one idea from 0 to 1 in just a quick roundabout time, right? So there are actually two types of these platforms. So one is low-code and another is no-code. So what is low-code? To put it simply, people who like to stare at code for more than 8 hours love low-code or use low-code. But to put it actually, these are platforms that allow developers to convert into code at the end of the day and then build on top of it. So it's not something like, it's not locking into the platform itself, but it's giving you an option to export into code so that you could build on top of it. So those are low-code platforms. What are no-code platforms? No-code platforms are essentially to those UI designers who just raise their hands up, who doesn't know about building products or not aware of coding in general, and also people who like to stare at Figma for more than 8 hours. So these are focused on non-developers who are not required to know about coding. But mainly, why do we have to focus on these, or why, even if you're a developer or even if you're a designer, why should we actually learn about these low-code, no-code tools in this day and age? Because it's 2024, guys. Like, who's kidding here? Let's not go behind a wall and say that we don't use GPT and we code everything on our own. Honestly, developers all of over here either copy from Google or just ChatGPT it. So I think low-code, no-code tools is just another form of it where we just try to reduce the amount of time that we require in building up a product by using another tool also. So there are 4 key points why low-code, no-code tools are being used day to day. A lot of startups, a lot of products are being built nowadays using low-code, no-code tools. If you're in LinkedIn, you just scroll for 5 minutes and you get to know that a lot of products from Product Hunt are being developed using these low-code, no-code tools. So first reason why a lot of founders are interested in these tools is because of the speed. So as I'm gonna give you a session, we just, if you guys have laptops, we can also have a hands-on session where within just 15 minutes, we can get from 0 to 1 in just one click. So converting your idea into a product is just one click away nowadays. So that's really beneficial to founders or people who really want to test out their product and really want to get into the market as soon as possible. And also it's accessible. Let's say I'm a noob in development and I don't know anything about React or React Native or Flutter or anything for that matter. So it's very accessible to everyone to get from those ideas or zero stage to the MVP or prototype stage, even if it's not a production ready code that gets out from the low-code, no-code platform. it's really accessible to a lot of people, and also it's cost effective. You need not hire, let's say you're a startup founder and you need to build a product. So you would most probably need a designer and a developer, a manager, supposedly if you want to go mainstream. But over here, if you use low-code, no-code tools, you can either do it all by yourself by just designing and then get into code, or just hire a designer and he could do all the great job that your developer would do. And it's also great for rapid prototyping. But enough of me yapping. I think we'll focus on what the session is about. So our session, which basically converts your Figma or Adobe XD designs into code in just one click, is based on this product called Locofy. So what is Locofy actually? So Locofy is a low-code tool, which means that you would be finally getting code out of this design tool or this product. So it's not something that you're gonna vendor lock, you're not gonna platform lock, you're not gonna be platform locked using this platform. And it's also free, by the way, so don't worry on that. So low-code, it's a low-code tool that converts your designs into React or React Native code, or even HTML, CSS if you're really into that stuff. It's just one click actually. So how does it work? How does this, how does this flow or workflow works actually? So first of all, you design using Figma. So Figma or Adobe XD. Let's assume you design using Figma. You design and you click just a single button, and then you preview it. So generally, Figma designers, right? Generally, people at least start if you are gonna prototype in a really fast manner. You're just gonna build out a website in just one state. So you're not gonna take care of all the multiple screen responsive sizes that are available in the platform. So you're not gonna target all the devices. You're just gonna build out a design, put it in a frame with a rectangular size of 190/20 into 1080, and just put out your designs. You just want to get your idea into the world, right? But then using this tool, you can quickly preview all those responsive states, even if you didn't make your design responsive. And also you get code. So ultimately, that's what we developers need, right? We need the hardcore control on top of the code. Even if the Figma plugin or the product over here converts your designs into some sort of website which is responsive, even if it gives you a link, you won't be able to improve on top of it, because some tools doesn't give you the functionality of exporting it to code. So over here, this product, which is in free and in beta stage, also gives you the ability to export it to code. But then this is just simple verse that I talked to you, but mainly let's get into how it really looks like. So first of all, you design using Figma. So graphic designers, this is for you guys. Developers, you can also focus so that we'll get into the hands-on part. So you design. You use Locofy Lightning, okay? So this is the product that I was speaking to you about. So we use Locofy, and Locofy has this AI feature called Locofy Lightning. So by the way, these guys didn't just use ChatGPT API or Gemini API to convert your Figma designs into code, but they have actually built an LLM kind of thing for designs. So it's called as LDM. So these guys have a white paper on it, and also have partnered with Google regarding that LDM model. So that's really cool deep tech that these guys are working on. And also you see instant preview, as I said, right? You usually design your designs for just one size, for one fixed length or width. But over here you see an instant preview for multiple responsive states for 1200 or 991, any screen sizes for that matter. So this all happens within the product itself. I'll show a demo of it. I think it would be much better if we could see it on the demo. And also, so it's just a rundown. You also get to edit components and actions into this platform. So the AI is not 100% right? Even if we ask ChatGPT about simple things, it tends to gives out a hallucinated output. So AI is not the best in right now, and most of the scenarios. But so when you think that your design has not been fully converted into the right code that you expected it to be, or the right product that you expected it to be, you can always edit it manually and make it right. So Locofy also works as a platform where you could convert your design to code without the use of AI or Locofy Lightning in this place. And so these guys have a builder where you could export your code, where you could work more into your code side than your design. So these guys have two things. So one is your Locofy Lightning plugin, which you can use it to convert your Figma designs. And another is a Locofy builder, which is solely focused on your code and how you can improve on top of your code. So that's Locofy builder. So once you finish your designs and done with your Locofy Lightning and AI stuff, and you're satisfied with how the preview looks like, the preview of your product looks like, you can use Locofy Builder to convert it to code, and then you can do some final adjustments, tinkering, and add some bit of masala over there, final masala into the dish, and then over in the Locofy Builder, and then you can happily sync it and export it either to your local PC, or you can export it to GitHub, or you can also host it directly to Netlify, Vercel, or any of those places. So I think you guys would have got bored by now by seeing these black and white PPTs. Let's quickly go for a demo. So if you guys are interested in actually following along, you can also go over and take a Figma design if you have laptops. I'm not sure if everyone brought it, but then you can also go to your Figma. So I think I'll start from scratch. So just go to Figma community, and then go and search for Locofy. Just search for Locofy, and you'd probably get a website design that these guys have already designed. Yeah, there are a lot of designs. So primarily, the most important note over here, or the most important catch over here, is that your design needs to be really designed well, to be honest. So if you're a developer who is just getting into Figma UI designs, and you're just putting frames and rectangles and circles, then it won't really match the idea that you were having. This plugin or this product really relies on how well you have designed it, how well you have designed using Figma and XD. So you have to design your Figma designs using something called auto layout. So UI designers over here would probably know what auto layout is. So it's just a way to make your designs much more responsive. So this requires a responsive layout. So that's why I have already taken their their inbuilt website, because I couldn't find a lot of designs which are with inbuilt auto layout. So let's just quickly convert this website of theirs design using their product. So just go over to this resources tab, right? Just go over to this resource tab if you are following along. You just can see over here and go to plugins. 1 second. Yeah. Get away. Yeah. So just search for Locofy, and you will see Locofy Lightning Figma to Code plugin. So this is a plugin which you need to connect to. Once you open it, you have to connect it to your account. So I have already connected with my account, so it would immediately pop to this screen, but then you would probably be prompted that you have to connect your account. So do connect your account, and once you connected your account, right, you can see that this Locofy Lightning and this one single magical button convert to code. So this is the one button that I was talking to you about. So this is the only button that you need to click in order to convert your Figma designs into React or React Native code. So if you have a React Native application or a design, you can also try out React Native. So the way you fix if it's React or React Native or any other component is by going on top of it and clicking on new project. So let us create a new project. Let's name it Chennai React session, and this is a website, this is a web app, so let's click on that. So we have options over here. So options are React, HTML, CSS, Vue, Gatsby, and stuff. So I think we are good to go with Chennai React, or else the organizers would kill me. So let's choose the operation of JavaScript. I don't like TypeScript, sorry. I hate it, sorry bro. I don't want to type a lot of boilerplate code. Yeah, white is good. I love Tailwind, so I'll go with Tailwind. Pixels are good, Pascal case is good, and then we create a project. Okay, and also the beauty of this product is that it also allows you to import your component library if it's available in GitHub, or you can also import from Storybook or any other place. And also it allows you to import UI libraries, or in this case we are not going to do either of those. We're just going to click on continue, and it's going to build out those UI things from scratch using Tailwind. So let's just go and click on all these frames, because we are anyways going to convert. Imagine, so this is your product, okay? So you're going to convert your entire product into code. So you're just going to select the entire design that you have designed, so the entire product, and click on convert to code. And just wait for a bit, because it's AI, you have to wait for a bit for it to reach out to server and stuff. So we just wait for a bit. Until then, we'll also search for a design that is not from the same company that we are speaking about. So you might think that if you're going to take the design from the same company, then it's obviously going to be really good. So let's go to Figma community and search for some designs that are not by the same company, Locofy. So let's go to Figma community. But then the main aspect of your design should be is that it should be responsive. So we'll focus on responsive designs. So what's the thing? Okay, then we'll take this. Hopefully this is responsive, just like a responsive landing page. Okay, we'll take this and we'll come back to this shortly. We'll go back to our thing. Yep. So over here, let me give you a brief about the manual process of how it used to be in Locofy. So a year ago, we have to actually manually tag your designs to convert it into code. Only right now that they have built their own large design model, which converts your designs into React and React Native code in just a second. So usually what happens is that you have your design and you go and use this plugin. You tag each and design layer that you have. So let's say, so I think the dish is cooked. So over here, we just see the design, okay? We just see the design. So the design, if you could see, all the designs over here have auto layout with them. So all the designs, the header, the hero container, the main container, all have auto layout. That's the reason why Locofy is able to really accurately, convert your Figma design into code, and also in a clean way. You don't want really bad, messed up code in your code base, right? So if you want to have a really clean code and a clean prototype, then you really have to focus on the design and making sure that it's really good. So let's just drag this design. So how does it look? It just doesn't look good, right? But then if we use it in our, but when we convert it into our code, so over here on the bottom you can see your code live. So just for the sake of it, let me just quickly go and add TypeScript. If I add TypeScript, it immediately adds all those types that were available previously, not available, but then required for our design. And if I chose to go with CSS, then Tailwind, even then the CSS styles would be made available. So let me quickly go back to the ones that we really want. So this is the website that you are seeing over here. So this is the preview, your design, which has been converted into code. So this is what, so this is basically the output code, or the code running in the, in their own server. So this is the code which is running. So there seems to be some issue. Okay, this is about map. Nothing, we are good with it. So we'll just, as I said, this makes your design responsive. So your web page needs to be responsive. Though you have designed only a fixed height and a fixed width over here, your design needs to be adaptable to mobile screen layouts as well. You need not have to develop a separate, you need not use media queries and Tailwind classes where you have to convert your design, your code, your main code into responsive. If you just scroll, not just scroll, we just reduce the width of your design, you can automatically see that the entire web page has been made responsive. Can you see this? Hopefully. Are you guys with me, or are you guys sleeping? It's just 2:45. I hope you guys had a good lunch. So don't sleep, guys. Come on. I'll feel sad. So as you can see over here, we have made the website responsive. But then you might have a feeling that I have made this out of their own company's design. So maybe the company's design is good, so that's why the product is also converting your Figma design into code. We'll convert this thing we just took it from the internet. So this user has just designed their landing page, though using auto layout. Yeah, they are using auto layout. Though they have done it, they have not used multiple pages, but still we'll try to convert this and we'll see how well the product really works for designs which are unknown to it. So let's just quickly open the Locofy plugin again. Yep. and then we'll create a project, Locify test. So now we are testing the AI model if it really works well. 90% of the time it does work really well. Sometimes, those 10% of the times it doesn't really work. Please don't blame me if it doesn't work in this demo, as I'm not anywhere affiliated to them. So we just wait for this to happen. Then I'll also show you what happens over here. Okay, I think I closed it over here. Okay, so these have already been converted. So we just click on view code. Are we out of internet? Okay, so this process is currently happening, so it's not working on that. So we'll wait for this landing page to be converted. Until then, we'll just speak casually, right? So we just recap. Should we recap or shall we speak casually? Do you guys have any doubts until now? Do I need to hand over the mic? Any doubts? You have a doubt? You have a doubt? Yeah, ma'am, can you please?
I do have a doubt.
Okay,
Let
sure,
me ask
sure.
firstly.
Sure.
How to integrate external library? Like if I want to use Material UI's components in React,
Okay.
how to integrate?
So this actually already takes, let's say you want to use Material UI. So you can specify you want to use Material UI library in the initial stage itself. So what it does is uses those components from Material UI or those library components that are available in Material UI directly into your code. So let's say this button over here turns out to have a version of it in Material UI. So a button is available in Material UI. It will directly use it automatically. So instead of using Tailwind as an alternative to style your design, style your button or style your text or anything over here, it uses the components that are available from Material UI to style it, and it will also specify it in the code. So while you run the code, you will actually be using Material UI components than anything other than that. So I just showed you, so once you create a project, right? Once you create a project, you will get a pop-up. Do you want to import any external component library that you already have from your company or anything that you have existing? Or you can choose UI libraries that are pre-existing. So I believe we have a Material UI, Chakra, and Design, and some other else. So I think we have multiple other options over here. But yeah, other than that, if you wish to import some sort of private components that your company has built or is being using over here, you can absolutely import it over to this code conversion platform, because it basically converts your Figma designs to code, right? So it will make sure that it integrates to your UI library of choice. So that won't be an issue.
Yeah,
yes.
bro.
Yeah.
So am I audible?
Yeah, hopefully you're audible. Guys, is he audible?
Am I audible? Yeah, good.
Yeah. What's your good name again?
My name is Chandramouli.
Chandra Mauli.
Chandramouli.
Okay. Yeah,
And
Chandra.
first of all, congratulations. So you has been explaining very good
Okay,
throughout this
thank
session. So I have been enjoyed. And my one of the doubt which was you has been showed some list of frameworks.
Yeah.
So in that I can't able to see Angular in that in
Yeah,
Locify
yeah,
AI
yeah.
thing. And also I can able to see that some more TypeScript code. They can convert the designs into TypeScript code.
Sorry?
So like we can use the TypeScript code in Angular framework. Is there any option or converting from Locify to Angular like that, anything?
We don't really, I don't think, no, Locify doesn't support Angular as of now, so it does support only Vue, Gatsby, other than React and HTML, CSS. Only those other two front-end frameworks are being supported right now, but then out in their timeline, out in their platform pipeline, they do have Angular and also I believe Svelte, so they do have Svelte and Angular in their pipeline. So they would be starting to support those as well. But if you could convert your TypeScript code into Angular code by manually yourself, then you are absolutely fine to convert to a TypeScript code from React, like this product Locify, and then you can convert it to Angular. But then Locify doesn't actually, out of the box, doesn't support Angular as of now.
Actually, so which I needed to tell means, so I'm converting designs into code actually by normally. I was using some of the plugins, but it's not giving accuracy code exactly. So I need to set for to create flexbox as it is like that. So this will give an exact code. So like exactly from design to code.
Okay.
How much precise accuracy will be there?
Accuracy in the sense, I wouldn't really, you can't really compare apples versus oranges, right? So I too have used a lot of other tools. Like we have Device, we have other tools out in the market which converts, which does exactly the same thing. But over here, let's say you have designed it pretty well. So you have a frame. So let's just quickly go over here. So let's say you have a frame, and inside this frame we have two components. So a hero and image which is supporting that text. So if you have properly used auto layout into your design, then it will directly convert the exact framework or the exact way you have designed into your code. So over here we have two things. Inside inside a hero section, we have a frame and an illustration. And if we go over to a code, so this should be main, this should be hero parent. So over here you see that we have a div. Is it visible? Okay. Bro, it's not visible, I think. Okay, got it. It's quite slow. Is there anything that we can do about it? Okay, so this over here is a main frame, and inside which we have this h1 tags and the buttons and the illustration. So if you see over here, we have, we have a div tag, and inside which we have these h1 and button register, and also the illustration in the bottom. So that's the way you have designed is the way you will receive your code. So if you use minimal number of frames and there are designers who use a lot of frames into their designs. So that will actually increase the complexity of your code. So you will have a lot of nested divs into your code, which is not ideally what you want. So ideally, if you are focusing on designing your product, it would be better if you could reduce the number of frames or reduce the number of redundant things that you use in your Figma. So whatever you design in your Figma is what exactly you would get. So ideally, a frame means a div in React, and a button would be a button. So those kind of conversions would automatically done by this. So we didn't really specify that this rectangular design, rectangular shape over here is a button. But then over here, Locify is already, the AI has already inferred that this is a button which has the text register, and on click it needs to show some sort of shadow or something. So if you hover over it, I think you can see the color change, right? You wouldn't really do it in your designs. So in your designs, you wouldn't really specify that you need to change from this hex code to another hex code. But Locify AI, since it knows that this is a button and you need to highlight to the user when the button is on focus, it would automatically add these sort of adjustments into this code. So to answer your question, basically it just directly converts your Figma code into AI, so into your React code. So how well your Figma design is matters 90 or 99% than your for your React code to be exported. So yeah, hope that answered your question.
Sorry?
Hope that answered your question.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Thank you.
Any more questions? Or I think you have a question.
Hi, I'm Prithvi.
Sorry, your good name?
Prithvi.
Yeah. Okay, Prithvi.
So I was thinking, like, how well does it handle animations and like complex SVGs and all? Does it convert well, or like how does it?
Okay, so animations in the sense it doesn't directly support animations, but if you could convert your animations into Lottie files, it does support Lottie files. So you can add so let's say this illustration is a Lottie file with some sort of animation or sort. So this would convert, it would directly add your Lottie file into a div, and then it will keep, instead of your illustration over here in the code, it would have your Lottie file. So Lottie files are supported, but animations are not supported yet, but you can do manual animations over here. So let's say when you reduce the size of the code you will see this hamburger menu, right? So this hamburger menu on focus should be shown in a different design. So instead of the 3 layers, you want it to be shown in a perpendicular way, let's say. So if you have a different component for that, you can manually go and tag. So over here we have this. If you go and manually tag it, you can manually animate it as well. You have to specify both the components. So the off state and when you hover over it, what is the other state, the animated state that you want to convert, and what is sort of the animation that you want to go. Is it some sort of jiggle, or is it some sort of crossfade, or is it some sort of, some transitions that are already available in this plugin. So you do have an option to have those tiny animations, but if you want to go for a large scale animation for that illustration or sort, you could convert it to using Lottifile. You can convert it and use it in this product.
And also, I'm assuming it won't take care of event handlings for the button and all. Like if you have a form, if you want some events to be handled, I think it just only converts design, right? We would have
it
to
can handle events. So the thing is, it won't directly, unless you use Figma prototype, I believe you won't be able to take care of, if you click on register, it has to go to the next page or something. But then once your code is being exported, right, you can go and manually edit the action. So there is a tab called actions over here where you can specify this button basically opens up a form, the next form in your Figma component. So it opens up a new page. So we will do it. I'll just give you a demo of that also. But then there is an option to add actions to your Figma component. So you can add some sort of, those actions are quite limited in terms of what they can do. They can open drawers, they can open like pop-ups. Those can be done, but then they don't have a lot of other options like connecting to your database or sort, which we can do it in Locify Builder. So this is your front-end view. So this is just a way to see a preview of how well your Figma designs has been converted into code and how well it's responsive. Once you convert to Locify Builder, you can bind it to your data that you have over on a database, or you can bind it to any sort of other APIs, or you can use components. You can tag them as components and make them as components. So that's where you can do all those fine tuning stuff. So
yeah, good to know. Yeah, one final question.
Sure.
What about the updates with React?
Sorry?
Right now we are in React 19, right?
Okay.
For example, if I want to use server components,
okay.
like does it support it by default, or we have to do it?
No, it doesn't support React 19 as of now. So it still supports React 18 or those older versions of it, which performs well.
Okay.
It has not yet moved on to React 19 or server components right now. Maybe in the future, I'm not sure about the future pipeline of that aspect as well. So maybe in the future pipeline, they would be supporting React 19 and those other good features that comes up with it. So not right now. Sorry.
So mostly like within 1 year, they'll have, the existing versions code, right? Or what versions do they use? Let's say React 19 released some time back.
Okay.
So by that year itself, Locify also would have the updated version.
Probably,
right?
fingers crossed, they are including React 19 within a short span of time. But then they would be, they are a company, right? They are a for-profit company, so they would be evaluating who are the people who are using React 19 or people who are interested in moving on to React 19. So they might consider their business aspects towards it, and they might take a decision. But as of now, the only decision that I know of, which really hurts my heart, is that they are not going to support Flutter anytime soon. So that's really hurts my heart, but I'm not sure about React 19. Maybe if it comes to fruition, maybe you could check it out by following their socials or something.
Got it. Sure. Thank you.
Great. So I think we just quickly go back to our demo over here. So I think the design that we just saw, right? You guys saw that? So the non-responsive design over here, just shrink this Figma design over here. What does it do? It breaks your design. Even if you have a really bad design, but bad in the sense, even without proper responsiveness, even if you shrink your design, it breaks. But over on this preview, you could see that your website works really well in the manner. It is responsive. If we scroll down. So you can see this card components over here, which broke even in our Figma component over here. Figma design, the design that some individual out in the world has designed. But if you use Locify, it directly converts into responsive applications. So I think this is enough to convince you guys to stop going and create a new React project and start to conceive your idea and start to build your idea, taking up more than 20 days to ship it. I think if you have any ideas or sort, you could now quickly use Locify to convert your designs to code. So let's get into this code part of thing, right? So right now we are good with the Figma. Are we good with the Figma design? Do we like the responsive design that it has to offer? Can I have a yes? I hope you're not sleeping, so I just need to have a yes. Can I have a yes? Is this good? Looking good? This looks good, right? Great. So let's just quickly go and sync this to Builder. If you don't want to make any more adjustments and you are very happy about the code quality or the code that Locafy has already given over here, you can just quickly directly sync it to GitHub, and you can export your code over that, and you can clone it back to your repo, or else you could sync it to Builder. So we'll sync all the selected frames to Locafy Builder over here. So once we go on to Locafy Builder, the best part about is that you can convert your, there are some, I saw, you guys saw the card components, which can be made into a component, right? You can make it as a single component and then add data to it, add props to it, and then make it so that it renders in a reusable way, right? So in a right way, in the right way that we React developers actually develop it. So this is where all your code stuff really happens. So right now you have already done optimizing design. So Locafy AA already takes care of optimizing your design. So it optimized the design and made it responsive. It also tagged, so as I said, the register button over here is now a button. So it basically tagged that your Figma, your rectangular frame over here is a button, and it also took care of styling and responsiveness, and also it added few actions which it thinks would be the right action for that particular event. And also it added some layer names. So over here, it doesn't really do a good job in making you identify what the component is. So if you have specified frame 22 or frame 43 or frame 143 in your designs, then it wouldn't really change it to some sort of like hero component or footer component. You have to manually change your frames in your Figma design so that it gets reflected back to your Locafy Builder, and so that you get a really usable code and readable code. So make sure that you do that during your design process as well. So we have a component over here. So this is a component with client logos, logo. So I believe this is a scrollable. Is this? Not really. Okay, so I'm not sure about what component we can use. Okay, we can do this. Yeah. So we can, so this is a card over here, and we can make it as a component. So we can make this as a component, and then we can make this as a component, and this as a component. So we can just use one component which converts all these components. So you can make this as a component. Now the best part about Locafy AA is that some components are already converted into separate files. They are already built as components. So designs over here, like the things that you see over here with the links, so those are separate components that Locafy has identified that, hey, this should be a component over here. This should not be a separate, this should not be included in a file which will make the code pretty longer. So this should be as a component. So Locafy AA already does have a feature called auto components, which converts your designs most probably to components. But in this case where it has left it to make it as a component, we can go and manually create it as a component. So you click on create component and you give it a good name. Let's say card component, and then create it. You can also add props. So over here, the image, the text, and the subtitles would be the props. But I'm not going to do over here. I'm just going to quickly show how to make it as a component. So this over here has been made a component right now. So the card and the images, the supporting text over there is now a component. And you want to apply the same component. You don't want to have multiple divs nested into your code. So you want to make this as a component. And so you just click on this and click on create. But choose existing component. That seems to be sometimes Locafy goes idiotic and doesn't show the existing components. So actually, it needs to be showing components, as I said, right? If the demo happens to be not right, then it's not my fault. It's Locafy's fault. They're still in they're still in beta period, so I'm not really in the wrong here. But ideally, you will be shown that there is an existing component which you have created over here, and it should allow you to tag this as the component as well. So it's not showing up here. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll speak to the devs regarding that. But anyways, so that's how you make components in your design after you export it to this Locify builder. So once you go into this Locify builder, you can make certain things as components, and you can adjust them. And you can also see a preview of your responsive states. So over here, this is the mobile layout from a very bad design that we had in Figma right now to a mobile layout, which the AI automatically took care of. So even over here, right, this scrolling components was not part of the design that we used over here. So this was not available in the design, but then Locify figured out that this component should probably be scrollable in mobile layout, and so it hasn't done that. Other than that, I think you have, so just give you a rundown about this Locify builder. So we have the file explorer. So this is where you could see all your code as files. So if you wanna just take a look at what are the libraries or what are the dependencies that right now your design to code is being using, you can just go over there and you can just see the files before you export it. And you can also see the just a structure of how your design was converted into code. So this is where you see the layers. The layers are the structures, and then you can also use some sort of component library. So that's what this is used for. And you can also this is where you connect your GitHub as well. So you can directly push your code that you have exported over here to GitHub, or you can even deploy it to some sort of web page like Netlify, some sort of hosting provider like Netlify, Vercel, or GitHub Pages itself. So you can do that. Right now, I think I'm happy with how the design turned out to be. So this is just something that we took it from the internet. We just converted it using Locify AI, and right now we are going to export it into code. So we have a lot of options over here. We can either sync. So let's say you have already done this part, and you're going to share it with another teammate, a friend of us. So he's a co-founder, and so let's say Dhanush over here is my co-founder, and I'm going to pass this entire design to him. So he is going to do some sort of tinkering. He's going to add some spice. He's going to add some masala over here, and he's going to export it. While exporting, there are chances that there are conflicts, merge conflicts, when I work on the same design and he works on the same design. There are chances that this may happen. So we can directly sync these just the components that he has worked with into the GitHub repository that we are all collaborating on. So this is where sync components and project with GitHub works. So you can check if you have any merge conflicts and you can resolve them. You can also pull into your VS Code editor. Let me just quickly try that. I've never tried this part, but so there seems to be an extension over in your VS Code. I think this will be displayed in a delayed manner, or okay, I think I need to change zoom. I am screen sharing. Yeah, so over here on VS Code, you can search for Locify extension over here. I have installed it over here. So once you have installed it, you can just go over on Mac. It's Command Shift P. I believe it's the same for Windows as well. You can just search for command. You can just go to the command palette and you could search for Locify. So these are the available options in your VS Code editor, VS Code extension. So you can first log into your VS Code, your Locify login, so that all your projects get connected with your VS Code, and you can just sync your entire project into your VS Code directly. So let me just quickly go to a folder. So let me just quickly go to a folder. 1 second. Locify. Yep. So now I'm running the extension again. I'm going to sync the entire project and whatever project name that I have given over here. So over here it was Locify test 1 that I have given in the Locify builder for the test that we did right now. So I hopefully, so project invalid URL, failed to update project. So it does seem that it doesn't work right now, but then usually it works, maybe some sort of internet connection or some problem, but then as I said, Locify it's in early stages, so some features doesn't work as usual, but then it should probably work. never mind, I'm not gonna try it. So let's quickly go back to the Locofy builder. But ideally, you can also connect to your VS Code extension and work with it. So coming back, we just export this project into a zip folder. So we'll just export this, sync, export project as a zip file. So we don't tinker out with the GitHub access tokens and stuff. So we just confirm code export. So this is gonna export our design that we basically took it from someone out in the internet. We basically stole a design from the Figma community and we just converted into responsive code that you can actually deploy in a web page and actually give a link to your client or some sort. So whatever is that you are working on. So right now it's exporting to code, so it will export it to code and which we can open up and probably run that actually. So if even this fails, I'm gonna call the Locofy CEO and ask for a refund of my time. Locofy builder test. What is the Locofy builder test? Let me just open up the folder quick. Now I am. Yep, great. So over here you can see the project, right? So we have the source, we have the app.jsx file, we have the pages, we have the components, all converted, all done by the AI. So let's quickly try to run this. npm I. Hopefully this works. So while that npm libraries do install, do we have another set of questions from anyone over here? It's been some long time since we asked questions. Hopefully, okay, sorry, no questions right now. We'll just run this. So it was wheat, right? So I think npm start should be good. Okay, localhost 5173. Let me just share my screen. How do I share my entire screen? Yes. So this is my entire screen. Localhost 5173. Great. So there you have it. You just converted your Figma design into code. So here you have your code. You can do some sort of nuances. So let me just quickly go to the HTML. Where is the HTML? Yes. Sorry. Overtime, 2 minutes. I think we are done with it. So we can see that we are responsive. We are good to go. So the website that you just saw over here, the Figma design that you just saw over here, which was having a lot of bad design. So this was not so good design. The design which was breaking is now being responsive. It's now being responsive to all layouts. It doesn't matter if the layout that you designed was intended for a website or for the mobile layout. It is just magical that it's made responsive, and it also converts to your code. So you can go through the code and you can do your modifications as you please. So I think this has been an insightful session to you, to designers who just raised their hands, and to developers who might wanna start a startup or build a product and launch it in their product and post it in their bio in their LinkedIn as founder of this product or some sort. So you guys are now free to take on the session. I'll not bore you anymore. So I think you guys can go from 0 to 1. You can build products. You can do a lot of cool stuff. So I think, thank you.
So guys, no questions to Justin? Any questions? I mean, more questions. இப்போ விட்டா பிடிக்க முடியாது ப்ரோ அவனை அவர் பட்டுன்னு போயிடுவார் அவர் அதுக்கப்புறம். No questions? Yes, no? Sem in 2 days. Avladhaan. So no questions. Either there's an option A that you guys understood 100% of what he said, or there's an option B which is you guys understood nothing what he said. So which one is it? Option A? See, now we're waking up. Now we're coming out. Option A or B? I got one A here. Any B's? அங்க ஒருத்தர் ஸ்ட்ரெச்சே பண்ணாரு முடியல அப்படின்னு உட்காந்துட்டு. Okay, right. Yeah, yes, just use this one. Hold on. Yeah,
So everyone over here are reacted to devs, right? So I'm part of the Luma Flutter team. So if you guys hold any grudge against Flutter and Flutter Chennai, we'll go outside and sort it out. So just sharing that a bit over here.
சண்டை நேரா போய் சண்டை தான் அடி தட்டி தான் நீ. Right? So you guys so how energetic are you guys? Is there energy or no energy, or is your battery already depleted? No energy? Yes? Yes for no energy, or yes for like you have energy? Yeah, have energy. All right. So let's do a little bit of a small activity so that we can get our energy and hypes back up. And that activity is going to be by two fun guys here, Dhanush and we have Jay. Just introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey guys, I'm Dhanush.
அவர் வந்து ஒரு டிஜே, இஸ் லைக் அ டிஜே. முன்னாடி வந்தாலே அப்படி கெத்தாக தான் பேசுவார் மை கை. வெரி ஃபன் பீப்புள், வெரி ஃபன். ஸோ ஹியர்ஸ் த திங், டில் நவ் இட் வாஸ் அ ஸ்பீக்கர் செஷன். யூ ஹேட் அ ஸ்பீக்கர், யூ ஹேட் கான்டென்ட் டெலிவர்ட் டு யூ. ஸோ வந்து அப்படியே வந்துருங்க அவன் தரேன். So you had content delivered to you, so you guys had to listen to the speaker. But right now this is a fun activity, and we have two of the amazing, the most fun hosts that you'll have, Jay and Dinesh. The more you interact with them, the more you guys are, talking with them, the more fun this session is going to be. Ilana idum vandu it will be like a normal session, but this is meant to be fun. This is meant to be extremely interactive. So over to you, Dinesh and Jay. I hope.
Okay.
You can take this.
Thank you, Nikhil.
Nikhil.
Hey guys, good afternoon to one another present here. So, let me have a small React quiz, right? So, Jay.
So hi. So, could you hear me? Could you hear me, right? So it's going to be a quiz. You will be having 15 questions. Not it's like a basic question to advanced. So anyone can attend that question. So basically, who's answering, it's like a kind of time. So how soon you're answering the answer, it will get the more points. Okay, so let's start. So each question we have 15 seconds. Within that, you need to answer, right? One sec, let me share my screen.
Okay guys, all of you take your mobiles and open the QR scanner. So scan this QR in your mobiles to get in quiz. So as I said, Jay, it has 15 questions, right? So in that 15 questions, the questions are both for beginners as well as advanced. So all the best guys, do your well. And the important announcement is, one of the winner have a small surprise gift. So get boosted and start now. If you have any technical issues with quiz, please contact our volunteers behind you.
Sorry, we don't have Wi-Fi password. It requires KYC registration, so you guys need to use your mobile data.
So you guys are joined? Anyone else says?
It's around 50 members has joined.
Yeah.
Let's wait for some seconds. Everyone joined? Shall we start?
Are you ready?
Anyone facing any problem to connect? Okay.
Are you ready? Yeah.
So you can see some questions from React 19. So let's see who's answering for that.
Okay, guys, are you ready? Can anyone speak a little bit louder? Ready?
1 second.
And one last time, are you ready? Much louder. Kekala. Sattama.
Okay, let's
Okay, let me start the first question.
keep ready, guys.
So,
You are
in
on
class components, what is the purpose of the render method in React component? Yeah, time is going. Only 3 seconds. Boom. Wow, 73% of guys answered correctly. Cool. And we go to next question. So stay tuned for next question.
So what is the main purpose of using new use hook in React 19?
Great. Only 29% members are correctly. I think React 19 is much harder. Okay, can we go to next question? Go to next question.
So what type of component, which type of component is considered as the default in Next.js 13? I hope everyone will answer this.
Yeah, it's a very easy question, right?
So timing is matter. So
Wow, 74%.
I see 25% is wrong.
Wow. So DJ Hemant is leading now. Who's that?
Who's the DJ Hemant?
Wow. Okay, we go to next question. What is the React concurrent mode and what problem does it address?
Only 5 seconds more.
4, 3, 2, 1, boom. So only 45% people are answered correctly.
Selva Prashad, who is that?
Who is that Selva
Selva
Prakash?
Prashad. Okay,
He's leading now. So we go to next question. What is the core building block of React? I think it's easy question, right?
Let's
Jay.
see. Yeah. Even some people are intentionally giving a long answer.
Really? Wow. 97%. That much?
Who's the 3%? I need to see them.
Who is that black sheep? Okay, we go to next question.
Still, Shalva Prasad is in the leading.
How can you style a React component? It is also a very easy question.
Yeah. You can expect more React Native questions.
I hope 100%. Let me think. 87%.
Good.
What about reminders? Okay, guys, can you go to next
Next question?
Yeah.
Kumran, he's in second place. Try to get to first place. Who's the Kumran?
In ES6, which method refers to a parent class?
Most of them get confused with this.
Wow, 79%.
Good.
Still, Selva Prasad is leading now. Can we go to next question? Yeah, we go to next question. What are the key improvements introduced by the use form status hook in React 19?
This is also React Native question.
So
Let's see.
it may be harder to
Boring.
someone. The time's up. Wow, 58% of people have
Nice.
answered correctly. Cool. Okay, go to next question. What is one of the primary benefits of the new React compiler in React 19? Bro, you asked more question in React 19, bro. It's too unfair. Wow, 55%. Cool. Okay, can we go to next question? It's the 10th question. Hopefully, it will be easy question for you. What is the main benefit of using code slip leading in React application? Still, Selva Prasad is leading now with 9 points. DJ Hemant is at second, and third one is, wow, 75%. Yeah.
No one skipped. Good.
Cool. When it goes to the 11th question, it will be more complex. How does JavaScript stores data?
Yeah, good to see.
56%. Next question. What does JSX stand for in React? I think it's very easy question. Yeah?
Let's see who's answering wrong.
Hopefully, you guys are get 100% with this. Let me see what's happened. 50%. I can't able to believe it's a very tough question. Only 55%. Anyway, we can go to next, the 13th question. Still, there is some changes. DJ Hemant is leader now. Choose a method that is not a part of React DOM. Only 13%, and the 3% is skipped. I don't know who said. Okay, let me go to the 14th question.
Who is Manzo?
In class components, which lifecycle method is evoked immediately after the component is inserted into the DOM? Wow, 52%.
Nice.
And we go to the final question
You can
of
able to
this
see
quiz.
two members in the same point. This is the last question.
So this
let's
question
see.
will be change maker of this quiz.
Yeah.
Let me go to the final one.
Whose was that? Manakang.
Vanakanga. Bro.
So I
Vanakanga.
have a chance to win.
Yeah. It goes to the final one, which will be a tiebreaker.
The final question.
I think it will be very easy for everyone. Yeah. What is the new approach for handling refs in React 19?
It's really easy.
Very hard, easy question. So the 34% of people have answered for this question correctly. And after seeing the leaderboard, DJ Hemant won this quiz. Who's that DJ Hemant? Can I know? Congrats, Paul. You have a small surprise there. Come here. So many of the guys, newbies, I didn't know, he was the last time winner of the same quiz, but he had different questions. So I think he have a basic fan, not a basic fan, he's a hard fan of React. Anyway, bro, congratulations for this gift. Have a nice day. Anyway, guys, thank you for your cooperation for this quiz. Hopefully, it will be very... What? Okay, this one more announcement is there. So for the second and third place, we have a small, I think it's very small gift for them. The second place, Muruganandam. Who's that? Come, bro. Let me guys give them applause, please. Congratulations, bro. Hopefully, you have a good sweet yedi kondadu. And the third one is Vanakkanga by our Justin. All the best, bro. Actually, you're not speaker, right? anyway. No. Anyway, give them applause, guys. Vanakkanga. So, bro, sweet day, kondade. Okay, guys, thank you for this time space. Hopefully, we have the next session. Yeah, I hand over to Kamlesh.
Correct result. Very good.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So we're going to jump into the next session with the next speaker. Before that, this was a nice activity. I mean, you guys enjoy it? Yes, no? Yeah. Okay. Now I hear a little bit of sound. This reminds me of my college days. I'm going to tell you this quick story. I just want to share this because how many of you guys have played this game called Mini Militia? Mini Militia. If you guys know, if you don't know it, you have internet. Just go look up this game called Mini Militia. So when I was in my college in 2019, 2017, 21, I did my college. So during this period, in my second year, we used to play this game called Mini Militia when we were in class. So we used to have these funky games. Vanakkanga Mari, we used to have Diamond Babu, Snake Babu and stuff like that. So once one of my friends got caught while we were playing the game while he was taking class. So he took his phone and he wanted to find out who were the players who were playing the game. Some people use their real name, but so they got caught. But luckily for me and all, I was Snake Babu, there was Diamond Babu. So he had a very troublesome time finding out who Snake Babu was, who Black Babu was, who Diamond Babu was, and our team name was Babus. So that was a fun activity. So I think, do we have another activity, Dinesh? Do we have another activity after this? Hold on, no, one more thing in there. Right, so I'm going to hand over this session. That was a fun activity to Basavaraj, my close colleague who works in Talentship. But this man has the brains, and I tell you, he's the brainiest guy I've seen. You know, sometimes he plays a little modest. You know, he's like, nah, man. He came all the way from Bangalore to do this session, and this guy, you know, he can ace it. So I'm going to give it to my best man, Basavaraj. Over to you, my guy. A round of applause, and you can take over the stage, Basavaraj.
Hello. Are you guys audible? I'm audible for you all? And thank you, Uncle, for the kind introduction for myself. And yeah, I know we are colleagues. He's taking, he gives a lot of things for me. Yeah, that's how today he actually gave me good introduction. Yeah, already we completed the first session, right? We all good to know we are ready to, create a components in React. We know how to convert that Figma design with the AI enabled Lookify, and you all know how the components you can create, and within a single click you can launch your application. But as we are right now in the state management, and I just want, I don't have that much good demo to show you all, but I just wanted to walk you through the journey where we are right now in a state management and from where we came, right? If suppose we all are here React devs, right? If suppose I ask a question, how many of you know about Redux? Please raise your hand. Redux. All nice. Do you guys know what is the alternative of Redux? Apart from Redux, which all the tools you know? Just raise a hand. Am I audible? Sorry. Yeah. Apart from Redux, if anyone has used any other tools, just raise a hand. All good. Next. Only few, right? My question is, why we want state management? I know at the end of the session, you people will ask me a lot of questions. I have an, opportunity right now. I am asking you why we need state management. Okay. Only for sharing the state, I mean the data. Can we do, apart from Redux, this modern state management libraries, is that possible or not? That's what I wanted to know. Okay, I will come. Yeah, we have all these things, but okay, do I need a state management libraries like Redux, Justant to just start my application, which is stateful? You know what is stateful, right? Yeah. 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 Yeah, actually it's correct, but yeah, we are right to the React era, and we know all of these state management libraries. If I wake up tomorrow, someone will push to npm repository a new package, and again we have to learn it all. But the basics, like where we came from, it's very important, and I will walk you through how we are going into Redux, and few people say about Justin, right? We will walk through that one. Yeah. Right now, the goal of this session is, okay, I will leave this. Okay, how the state was managed before in web applications. Right now, whenever we speak about React, it's a single page application, right? The JavaScript bundle comes into the client browser, and it will sit and it will do the hydration phase, you know, all those things. Okay, the JavaScript bundle is thrown directly, the whole application JavaScript bundle. But before that, we used to write applications, that those applications were known as web applications. Like each, what used to happen was, general client server architecture, right? Whenever user comes to a particular website, what he will do? He will just come use the domain, like for our example, talentship.io, right? We will have our website, our company website. Now what happens is, the client is requesting to the server, right? The request goes, right? Once the request goes to the server, all the pages were built from scratch, and whole HTML content is made ready, and that particular page was sent to the client, right? Now, I have a question. What if I got disconnected from an internet? Are you able to, are we able to browse still? No, I am out. I disconnected from internet. I am talking about web applications, normal web applications. Before next request, I will see no internet connection or any error message. That because my HTML content is not there, even my data is not there. I'm talking about web applications, not single page applications. Now, I will give a simple application, a simple example. Now we all use modern applications such as React applications. Even though if I lose a connectivity, user will not see any blank screen. Still he can browse through the application. Browse in the sense, at least he can see what the visuals, right? This data, the state of an application is still maintained. This is called client-side data, the managing the data. The data is all maintained at the client side. But when web applications, the client-server architecture, whatever I shown you here, for each, data, whatever we used to do is, we used to call a client server. Hey, I want this data, please put me some data for my HTML content. So server used to respond back in JSON, we used to use that one, right? But now we are in an era where the client is also capable of handling the states, right? Even though if I lose any connectivity problem for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, that's not a big matter for me. As a client, I know where my user is and what is the state of my user, which page he is browsing, everything, right? This is what the general, I wanted you to think, like from client and server architecture, building a web applications. Right now we are into React with simple, single page applications. Now, also the state management, we should be generalized. I just want you to generally think. Suppose I asked you, what is state management? A lot of people said, Redux, just and, right? Apart from that, we have other state management techniques and, the way we manage the states, right? We will miss that. Why? That's the talk of this session. I never saw people saying other state management tools like we all used local storage and global storage. I'll come to that one, but still we had, but we were not into that one. Simply we said, yeah, we use Just and or Redux. Right now, we all use e-commerce application, right? If you go for a Flipkart, you'll do some browsing. You'll browse some shops, saying you'll apply filter. I want less from descending to ascending or whatever it is, newly got products, whatever it is. Right now, this state is managed in the URL as a query param, right? Now, just think, I just want to share my browser, like these are the products, I want my friend to see this same number of products. What I will do without this URL state? I will share, hey guy, please go to the flipkart.com and you apply, there is a filter at the page, apply that filter, apply the second filter, and he has to do the manually. But what about this? I will just share this URL, right? Even when I share this URL, if my friend opens this URL, he will find the same applied filters with the same data, everything is same, right? This is also a way of managing state, but we are managing the state in the form of URL here. This is what the query param comes. That's how e-commerce applications are working right now, okay? And yeah, that's one state. Don't, forget this also. And yeah, before, just don't think we are in React era. We are in old application, like where you just had a normal web applications, right? Whatever I said, the client-server architecture. What we used to do? We used to have these 3 storages in the web applications. These are nothing but web APIs. We have an APIs to connect with this all. Even with a window object, we can connect everything, like cookie storage, session storage, and local storage, right? We used to do that. Suppose I'll bring data from a server saying that, hey, I am running this page. I want a data to show to the user. Please give me a data. I'll get a data from server. Now, I can store this data in this storage, web storages, right? I'm not reached it till the Redux. I'm before this, okay? I can store this data, right? Tell you all, I came from a Ajax, not Ajax, query, like old vanilla JavaScript code. I have built an applications using vanilla JavaScript, and I interacted a lot with session storage and local storage a lot. I know the mess. What happens is, first, this is possible. I am just saying this, using these 3 storages, we can still manage the state in an application, but this comes with an limitations. The limitations, okay, what is the limitation? Like, when I was building an application 4 years ago, when you guys were browsing the applications, think 10 years back, you just had a simple page, correct? With simple form, with simple data, everything was simple. Now compare the same, now how we are building an applications. Everything is massively changed. You know, once you click any button or anything, you'll see lot of animations. You'll see lot of things are happening in a web application, right? Now, we came up with lot of UI and UX considerations are, you know, UI and UX has grown a lot right now. So keeping in this all mind, this cookie storage, session storage and local storage were not capable. I'm not saying they will not store the data, but they were not capable. The thing, what we have to get from this is, it is the evolution of web development is happened a very lot in a quick span of a time, so that there are a lot of dynamic pages and dynamic applications have been built till now. So handling the transaction of data. Suppose I said there are a lot of things are going in a single page, right? User clicks, user moves his cursor, but some effect will come. This all, sometimes, you know, theming is also going on right now, dark mode, light mode, lot of things are there. We cannot always depend upon a server to just store the user is using dark theme. Can I build an API for it? No, right? We have to handle this all things. Therefore, yeah, that's a simple example, but if the complexities are very much high right now, so that even this is not, you know, local storage and these all things are not that much capable, and also these are built, these are working synchronously right now, okay? But you have lot of asynchronous tasks going on a front end right now, okay? That's the reason we came to the next generation, okay? And now I am left all, we will forget what was there in a web applications, what not. Let's forget about this and not forget, let's go in next level. What I mean here is, this is a simple page, right? What is React? React is a library. What is the principle behind it? All components. Components, right? We all build in a components, right? Everything is a component. Now, take this as an example. I have a page where a header is there and side navigation is there and one is user profile. Now, I have a button called increment age. Once I click that increment button, age will keep on incrementing. Now, just think, is this a state? Can I manage a state here? Yes, I can manage a state here. But this state should be specific for particular component. Whatever you are seeing right now, user profile, right? User profile is a component separately staying in your application. It's a function. We all know functional programming, right? It's a function, it's holding its own state or whatever it is. That's a component. That's called local state, okay? Now, directly we'll not jump into Redux, but we'll come across what are the different kinds of states are there in React and how we have evolved a lot, okay? This is a local state, okay? Just be sure, just wanted to make sure we have a local state that we'll handle in a single component. That state, that is only, you know, specific to particular component, that's all. Okay, all good, right? Yeah, when React got into the market, right, we all built applications, right? There were two kinds of components, right? One is class components, one is class-based components, and one other is functional components. We do write, still people use class components with a legacy code base. Like people do have legacy code base, they are having class-based components, okay? The difference what we have to understand here is, when we used to build applications using React with a class-based components, it was stateful, okay? But functional components were not stateful. What I mean is, whatever the previous example I took here, this user profile, right? It's holding a data. That means it is holding a data. That means it's a stateful. If my component is not holding any other data, it's not holding any data, it's just rendering simple text or something else, then it's not, we can consider it as a stateless component kind of, okay? But now I'll come here. Right now, if you want to build a stateful components, it was required that you have to go with a class-based approach. How many of you guys are more flexible with OOPS concepts, like object-oriented way of writing code? Nice, yeah. Yeah, okay, it's sad. Most of them are not that much comfortable, but yeah, the reason why is the class-based components were stateful, right? This is the question we get. We know object-oriented way of writing program. We know this property, like how it handles the state, right? But what was the thing was that because of this keyword, whatever the objects we create, it will have attached state to it. I know people will agree who knows the class-based OOPS concepts, okay? But you know, you see the code, whatever I have written, to just run a simple component, you just need to write a lot of codes here, right? People still hate writing class oops concepts because they just want to write a function. Okay, okay, all good. The thing is, class based components were stateful, functional were non-stateless components. Thank you. Right now, everything went well. Everything, people were doing, hey constructor this dot name equal to name coming from a props, all those things were happening, all good. But suddenly hooks come into play. Okay, it changed the entire the development life cycle, like what we are building right now. What hooks did, right? It's hooks are nothing but, don't think in a bigger way. It's just a higher order function. If you know about Java, like if we wrote a higher order functions in JavaScript, we'll be knowing what hooks are. Okay, we can build our own custom hooks. But understand, hooks came into play, and it especially that is use state hook. Okay, what it did is, hey, if you're not good at oops, don't leave it. I am making the functional component a stateful component, so use state hook, right? Right now we all use use state hook, right? After using use state hook, my functional component also becomes stateful. Now whatever the code base you see now, whenever you join the companies, or most of you guys are working, right, working professions, you write the code in a functional way because it is very much concise, easy to maintain, and you within less number of codes you can get work done. That's all. Okay, okay. Now we met use state hook. Right now we know I can manage my local state of a component using use state hook. Right now, one thing we do forget is, whenever we update a state, what we say, I have updated the state so and so, there is name John and age 25. I don't know, this is not working, but still, yeah, it's working, right? See here, we have a use state here that is nothing but name John and age 25, right? Now, whenever, I know this is not a good example, but just think, okay? I have a button attached to this one that says just increment age. What this does is, it will just update the state, means age is 25. Once user clicks on it, it will make it as 26. But one thing we have to understand here is, we are not updating the state here. In React, everything is, the data, the state data is immutable. You cannot change the state value. Okay, then how we are seeing it in a UI, right? That's the first question. We cannot change the data. What I am saying, you cannot change the data, but you can create a new instance of a data. Think, okay, what happens is, behind the scenes, what React do is, it will take a shallow copy of the existing state. Okay, whenever you perform any state updation, it will create a new copy, and it will compare what are the necessary data has been changed right now. For me, right now, age has been changed. It will take a copy of previous state value, and it will compare with the new changes. Now, whenever it sees the changes, then according to that one, it will update. See here, line number, set users, right? We are not using user here to update the state. We are using set user. This is a function that we get from a use state. Okay, and also we are passing a new object here. Okay, we are not using the old object. If you know, we are creating a new object and we are passing a new reference of an object as a state. That's a simple thing. Okay, but yeah, states are immutable. And when you go with the Redux and the state libraries, right, those libraries are also maintaining the same approach. They are not at all changing. They are also following the concept of immutable. Immutable, yeah, correct. Using some additional library called as immer. I don't know, there is a separate package called immer. Okay, if you want to, work with immutable data, you just have to use it. Okay, that's a separate, but it is maintaining behind the scene. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. See, the current state is this one. Now, when user performs an on-click operation, see, on-click operation, what happened is, this is updated state. Since I just gave it as it is, but we are creating a new object, new instance, new reference value here that is going into memory. And this name John age 25 is not equal to this name John age 25, because these are two different objects and two different references. That's the reason I'm saying it's an immutable way. Okay, all good. Okay, we have done a state management for a particular component. Now there is a dependency. Okay, I am a component. I just want, okay, not I am a component. Here it is a component app. Okay, it is having a prop as a name. Okay, now my child component here, wherever I'm pointing, this requires that particular state value. What is the way we have to do. That's simple, okay? We have a tree structure, right? This is a React tree structure. This is nothing. App has a child 1 and child 2. Again, child 2, inside the child 2 separate component, we have a child 5. Again, inside a child 5, we have a separate component, whatever it is. I haven't given a name for it, sorry. Okay, right now. But from my app component, I want to pass a props, a name to my child component. What I have to do? I have to pass, the name is available in an app. This is a main root component. Once I have a data here, I just need to send it as a props for descendant, child components. This is the way, right? Now, you see here, child 2 and child 5, these are not at all using any data, but still we are passing the name prop for these two, okay? This was the way, if you want to share your local state. Now, I will move to the next, the same thing. What I did was, I just replaced the position of a child component from here to here. Instead from child 5, I moved it to child 3 here, right? See, whenever you want to move your component from one, if you want to move from one parent to some other parent, you have to touch the components child 2 and child 5, because you have to do the cleanup. You have to remove the name, props and everything, the data, everything you have to remove. But do you think this child 2 and child 5 are using that actual name prop? Those components were not at all using that name, right? The props, whatever we said. But still, we have touched these components. Okay. Now I came to child 3, but still below the child 3, child 1 and child 3 are touched here. We are touching these components because these components should take this data, right? You know what I'm saying? Whenever you want to restructure your code, whenever you want to move your code for some other places, lot of things, whatever you want to do, right? You have to touch the components which are not using your actual props. That's the first issue here. Whenever you want to share your local state using like local state of a component, which is having use state, okay? Now, React said, hey, hi, I will solve this issue. Again, React context. A lot of people said about React context, right? You know what React context is. It's a simple principle, okay? What it does is, right now app is here, we will not touch any intermediate childs, but directly we will use our child component will take a props values. You know about provider and consumer concept, right? Provider provides the data, consumer, I am a consumer, I will subscribe to the provider and I will get the data directly. That's the simple use, okay? See, what happens is we'll define a provider in an app, okay? And our child, wherever we need that, the child which needs the data will directly subscribe to that provider directly, so that the issue what we saw was called as prop drilling, right? We are solving that issue. Now I can move this child to here or here or here, wherever I want. It's independent right now. I'm not touching the other components in the tree to make any changes, right? This is simple React context. It came. I will solve your issue of drill propping, prop drilling, sorry, props drilling. So I am with you. So you just go and use it. But one thing I will say here is, if I go and do some Google or whatever it is, a lot of people say, hey, this React context they will include that under state management, okay? But I'm not 100% agreeing to that one. The reason is, this React context came into place and it said, hey, there is another way of sharing the data between your child components. It's not about state management. State management is a lot of things, like you have to manage your logic separately. There is a single source of truth, and there are other things are there. But we have to know why React context came into play. Yeah, I know you can mutate the data using React context, make it as a global one, and you can share the data, you can update the data so that other childs will also get to know about the new data. All those things we can do, but React context was the main reason was to avoid prop drilling, and it gave a new way of sharing the data, okay? Yeah, as I said, this is simple provider and consumer pattern. I just gave a code snippet to just make it look nice so you can see in the screen. But the main thing what we have to understand is provider. This is a code for provider, okay? What this provider is, it's nothing but it's wrapping the child components. If you do if you make this, think it is an app you know, when you start your React application, you'll see an app component, right? App folder. Once you wrap that one, that means if you wrap that provider to the app component, that means you are, you know, sharing the data to your entire application. Okay, that's what it is. And this is a parent component, child component, now grandchild component directly can subscribe to the provider, so it can fetch the data and it can show the data. Okay, that's good. But still, React context has some limitations. As I said, right? If you have an start a React application and you have an app component, right? If you try to, wrap your entire app component in term with React context, there are issues such as re-renders. Suppose I have, you assume that different trees, right? There is a data change for only specific part of a store, okay, only. But your whole entire application will re-render because you wrapped a whole app component inside this provider, right? Your whole component will re-render again. The issue is whenever you try to change any data, the components which are not using the data, which are not dependent on that data, still, what you say, it will recalculate or whatever it is, remounts everything, right? So people, you can use memo, use context. There are other hooks that will optimize your issue, but still that is an issue with the re-rendering. I don't want to add extra code. I don't want to introduce extra use memo or use callback, whatever it is, to cache. No, I don't want. Okay, so, and there is no middleware support. Middleware you will not we'll go to the next with the state management library, then you will understand what middlewares are. Now before that, the use context will not support any middleware, okay, right now. And scalability, what do I mean by scalability? Okay, suppose you have multiple use context hooks for different use cases. For an account page you have a separate account context. For your dashboard page you have a separate context. And if your components are like nested down a tree, if you want to do any changes or if you want to scale up the application, you will fail at difficulties. That is a scalability all together. And we have a nested providers, as I said already. Okay, now I'll go to Redux, but before Redux, I just wanted to share the incident, the evolution of Redux, how it came. We all used Facebook, right? Now we all used messaging chat in the Facebook, right? Now what happened was the Facebook team was building up the new features. They were trying to push new features to the public. Okay, but there were issue with the chat application and message icon, right? You have a right on a navigation. We have a message. It will indicate you have a number of messages, whatever you have in your inbox. There was an issue with that particular point of time. Okay, whenever React team, the Facebook team, used to say we came up with a new feature, people were saying that please fix the issue with the chat box and the messenger, whatever the issues they were having. So, and Facebook. Now Facebook team thought whatever the new features we are building and making it to public, no one is interested in that one because people are facing issues in certain areas. Let's try to fix it. Okay, when they thought, and there was an issue, MVC architecture. How many of you know MVC architecture? MVC, model view controller pattern. It's a way of writing our logic, right? So what happened was they were also following the MVC pattern. Okay, once they wanted to make some changes, and once they wanted to grow their wanted to build something new thing, they were facing issues in terms of scalability. The reason is, if you see this MVC architecture, right, we have, first thing we should understand is data is bidirectional MVC. Okay, that's the reason. Here some action is nothing but user events or whatever it is from the web application. Think that is creating an action. Once this action is going to a controller was managing which model to connect or which model to update. Now controller was updating a model. Model is nothing but just think it as data, where data is stored. Okay, and once the model got updated, the model was saying, hey view, for the UI saying, I am here with the new data, so please update your body. That's view was updating. Now view, the UI layer, what you call, was also having a direct link with a model. Now there is an issue here. See, even my controller is also talking with a model and view is also directly talking with my model. Okay, there is bi-directional data flow, and it is creating a zigzag pattern or whatever you call it as. Okay, but here my data is, I'm not able to predict how my data is flowing. Suppose if I press some button, my data has to have to go in some direction, and it is also creating some side effects in somewhere else, but I'm not able to predict what's happening where because of this bi-directional data flow. So what they said was MVC is good. I'm not saying MVC pattern is bad, but when your application is very small, when you have application which is very small, you can manage that in MVC. But later Facebook has a bigger architecture, so like they were not able to scale the things and all of those things. So finally they came to Flux architecture. Simple. I know most of you are dull. I will finish my talk soon, but yeah, this is I'm coming to Redux, your friend, okay? And we came to Flux architecture. What Flux architecture is? See, the data flow. We saw that in MVC architecture, the data flow was in bi-directional, but the Flux said will not go with the bi-directional data flow, always will go with a single direction of data flow. And the store, who updates the model, will be only one guy, that is called dispatcher. Okay, what action? Let's think in a simple plain English language. Action is nothing but a click of button can be an action. Okay, the UI layer can trigger an action to dispatcher. Dispatcher will carry that payload and the event. What kind of event? Whether you may have two events, increment event or a decrement event, which will add a number or reduce a number, right? This dispatcher will carry that store. Okay, if you are from a Redux world, your store will have a reducers. Reducers are nothing but a functions. Increment, whatever I said, it's a function. You can wrap it as an increment function, decrement function separately. Those are pure functions. Okay, think that way. Now only the dispatcher will connect to store directly, and store will get updated. Now our UI part will also get updated. Something happened, I will show it to the user. Now in a previous architecture, what we saw was UI was also connecting to model directly, but now what Flux architecture says, if you want to update a model, again create an action, again that action will go to the dispatcher. Now again dispatcher is the only person who will connect with the model. You are clear about this, right? Now I can predict the data flow, the way my data is flowing through the entire application. Yeah, I will come. Sorry.
Using this, it's like a two-way data binding.
Which one?
This is I'm asking while using this, so it's again creating an action.
You can think in this way, okay?
Okay.
Right now, my store is there, right? Store is nothing but a database,
Okay.
or where my data resides. I don't have multiple links here. Only one link I am having here. This is what I am upgrading from MVC to Flux. That's what we did here.
Okay.
We are not action. View is not connecting. See here, the data flow is in single way. Even though if view has to update something, again it has to go with the action, and again it will come here. It's two-way data binding in the sense what happens is the communication happens from two-way.
Yeah.
Here we are not communicating in two-way. If you see here, the store is updating only through actions. See here also action, here also action. I can remove this part.
Okay.
But from action dispatcher store, action dispatcher store. You mean the data flow? I can predict the data. That's what I wanted to say here. And you cannot like MVC. We were having random data flows, right? Some was causing a issue with the other one. Here we can judge. Like we can come up, we can understand where actually what happening, how my data is getting flowed. That's what the Flux architecture. I will finish. Once after that, I will take your questions.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Sorry for the interruption.
It's okay. Okay, all good. We came with the Redux. Facebook came and introduced Flux architecture, right? Now Redux, till that Redux was sleeping. And suddenly it thought, Facebook team has already introduced the Flux architecture, so why can't I use it? Okay, simple. What I wanted to say is, even your Redux includes Flux architecture. You have to, define your reducers, actions, everything. That's how the Redux also works, okay? With Redux, okay. And I don't want this talk to be specific for Redux or Justin, because I do see people say, why to use Justin? Go with Redux. Why you gonna use Redux? Go with the Justin. And there are a lot of clash between the frameworks, right? If you go and open any YouTube channel, they will say Redux versus Justin, right? This all things happens. So I don't want it to be specific for particular framework like Redux or a Justin. I just wanted you to think like how the evolution has happened right now till now. Okay. The thing what I want you to understand is from Justin, Redux, it was following some architecture with a Flux, lot of things, but it was very much time consuming for a developer to write, start up with a Redux. Even the learning curve was very high. Even if you want to start simple to-do application, I built to-do application, I will show you. To start a simple to-do application, you have to, write lot of codes, like your reducers, your everything. You have to write bunch of code, which is called as boilerplate code. You have to repeat it again, but only the logical part, the reducers used to get changed. Okay, that was very much huge, and you are increasing the packages also separately. Your JavaScript bundle get size increases, lot of things, right? Justin came. Don't do that all. I will manage the store. I will give you a hooks. Okay, use that hooks. Just communicate with me. That's all. Done. You don't need to, configure like how we used to do in a Redux world. You don't. I have to do here. Justin, I am here. I will just, make you a easy way. That's all. That's what Justin said. Okay. And I know Redux sources Justin, lot of things happens. But if I will share what I feel. Okay. It depends. Right now there are a lot of state management libraries, right? And also one thing I missed from web storages like cookies, local storage, and session storage. Why we came here? As I said, right? There are a lot of dynamic pages coming into play right now. So a lot of user interactions. Those all changes we have to store that data in somewhere else to make the client stateful, right? Persistent. So we cannot use a web storage or local storage or whatever it is, because it is time consuming and it was less performance. Right now, whatever the state managements, Redux or Justin you guys are using, it is using JavaScript runtime. You know what I mean? Even the JavaScript runtime is very faster than compared to making communication with your local storages. Because of this, we have improved our performance. I know there are a lot of JavaScript bundle size may increase if you're storing more data in your front end. So, okay, we have to take considerations, because we can say that I will build this application, or if I will build this application in somewhat way. What makes difference is how we are building an application, what approach we are taking. I can use Redux if I want to have a fine control. I want to do everything. I want to have a control over my data. I will go with Redux. Okay, I don't want other person to handle my data, whatever under the hood, whatever they are doing. Okay, that's the first point. And ecosystem is huge. If you compare Redux and Justin, Redux has a huge ecosystem, and also you can see a lot of tools are getting built on top of Redux, like RTL, Redux toolkit, right? Those things are getting popular nowadays. They are using Redux behind the scenes. Yeah, and good SSR support. Server side rendering, that's out of talk right now. Yeah, it gives good SSR support also. But if my application is very small, I have small, not complex, but very less state management, I will go with the Justin. That's my take over here. Okay. Yeah. Just without a demo, we cannot write what I can say. Conclude the session. I know I didn't have much time, to be frank. And whatever I have discussed till now, it's about client-side data, state management. But nowadays we have tools like React, Query, and lot of things which will maintain your state from server also. Like we have revalidation, caching, lot of things, persistent data. Like we can revalidate our data behind the scenes without any actions triggering from the UI. We do have all of those things, but I just wanted to show one demo, one difference, what I have right now. Okay, I have done something just like this. Okay, I have some state management. Okay, this is what I am. I will go to the code, but see here, right now, whenever I refresh the page, the thing is getting vanished here right now, because I said whatever the state management tools we are all using, it's all about running the JavaScript, runtime we are using. Now my data is not persistent, because whatever I show, whenever I get disconnected or whenever I restore, I will get loss of my data. Okay, but Justin, right? I have used Justin. I will just show what it is happening right now here in the store. just a minute. Okay, see, if I would have went with Redux for simple to-do application, I would have done lot of configuration and lot of files I have included in my application, which will increase my JavaScript bundle and all of those things. But Justin says, hey, you just define what are the functions you want to do. You just define the state here. Okay, I have the state is nothing but to-dos, and I will have a bunch of operation on that state. Okay, add to-do, delete to-do, and complete to-do. So sorry. Then I have to stop and reshare again. Just a minute, sorry guys. Sorry, now? Yeah, thank you. I will zoom it. See, sorry for that one. See here, Justin, right? I will just start with the Justin. See, my to-do application is not having much complex state, right? It can be done with a smaller way also. So I choose Justin here. If my application is having e-commerce site or some other big applications, I will go with the complex tool management like Redux, but mine is simple and clean here. What I'm doing is I'm managing a state here. I'm entered a to-do here. On top of this state, I have a multiple operations like add to do, delete to do, complete. Okay, that's all operations I have. Now, once I refreshed my page, every data was getting erased from my store, right? So Justin also has a middleware support called persist. You can persist your data here, okay? What it is doing is, it is connecting to a local storage indirectly, storing your data in local storage, okay? Local storage is the one where you can, even though if you are refreshing or whatever you are doing till your session, the data will be there, okay? That's the local storage. Now what I will do, I think again, I hope still okay. I have an issue with this. Again, I have to reshare, sorry. Okay, because of that, no, sorry, okay, that's the problem, yeah. See, right now what I did is, I will add whatever I want. I can say, I can remove that, I can add some data, I can mark it as completed. Now, if I try to refresh the page, still my data is persisting. Because this, the store, the state management, whatever I have used as Justin, it gave me a extension or a kind of middleware where I can connect and store my data in local storages. Yeah, that's what it is right now. Yeah, actually, I wanted to add some more few examples because I just showed what the client-side data management is all about. But we have, we can do that. The server-side data, management also we can do using React query and React toolkits. A lot of things are there. And one thing, React query, right? I can use that React query use Justin also to make my server data persistent, and I can apply revalidation whenever I want. Suppose I have a dashboard, every 5 seconds I want to update the status, right? I don't want to trigger something. I just will say revalidate or whatever at 5 seconds. It will keep on doing the background and updating the state with the latest data. That's how you make a server data as a stateful. Okay. Yeah, this is all about state management using React. Thank you. Any questions? Yeah. Okay, any questions? Like anything you want to share, say, or something you want to know, or anything I should understand from you guys. I'm okay because I'm also learning from you all. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I would like to give a small example regarding the action and dispatcher concept. So consider you're going to a bakery. So this might be some possible example that you heard in many places. Consider you're going to a bakery where there is a person who is selling out the cakes. You have multiple customers who are coming in. At the same time, you will have your own team who is working within the bakery to get the cakes baked. So how do you come to know that what is the exact count that you have in the bakery, right? Say if a person is coming to your bakery and then he is asking you initially you have 5 cakes, and then a customer is coming and then he is asking you for a cake. You will give one of your cakes, which means the count remains 4, right? The next time, when your workers have baked a new cake, they will come and update to you, who is the actual servant or who is the actual person who is selling out the cake, bakes to their customers. Which means now you have 4 cakes and your team has prepared 5 more cakes, so the count will goes up to 9, right? So imagine this action is nothing but your customer is coming to your store, or a person who is working in your store is baking the cake. This could be an action. Dispatcher is nothing but you are the person who is defining, okay, this is the next step I want to do. And store is something that you are maintaining in your mind at the moment, that, hey, this is the actual number of cakes that I have in my bakery. So whenever a new person comes, you'll just lend out a cake, and then if you have a cakes baked from your own store, you'll get it added. So in that case, you can consider this actions are the next set of action items that you want to do. It is you who is the dispatcher who wants to understand which should go first and which should go next, so that the exact count remains the same irrespective of what are the actions that is going on. Yeah. Did that help? Was that helpful? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was nice example. Yeah, please. At the last.
First of all, really appreciate the flow of things you told from start till what we use currently. So I don't have much clarity on this topic. So with the state management tools like Zastan and Redux, do we manage the state still in client, or is it done in the server, or hybrid?
No.
How do we
actually? I'm audible for you?
Yeah.
Actually, what happens is, it's a client-side state management. Whatever we discussed till now, we all managing the state at the client. One best example I was trying to give was Instagram or whatever the application. Still, it will load data and store it on the client. I am not sure whether I'm giving a proper example, but I will just link this to your question, okay? I don't know how they are building their application, but just I wanted to link this question. Whenever you scroll, or first time whenever you load, it will try to load bunch of reels, okay? Later you turn off your internet connectivity or whatever, still you can scroll and see the loaded data. That means where we are storing that loaded data. There must be something client side. That is where the new state management tools came into play. That's what I say, like already loaded data in applications like the applications what we are using, like React or Angular, everything, right? Single page applications. You can store the data in the client side, and you can make user feel that he is seeing something and nothing has gone wrong till whatever the data he has. This is all about client side, because Redux and Justin, we are using JavaScript runtime here. Because of that only I gave a to-do example list, right? First time I was refreshing the page, everything was getting erased out, right? But when with the help of middleware where Justin gives me, it will connect me to the local storage, and whatever I do, it will store in the local storage. Even though if I refresh the page, I was still able to access my data. That's how technology is evolving, like making the data persistent and other things. Yeah, I hope I answered your question. Yeah.
So to understand, like whatever data we're getting from the server, we're holding it in the client and kind of using it back and again instead of calling from the server.
Yeah, and also there is one case. Whenever we are working, data is crucial thing, right? For an applications. If you try to store lot of data in client side, then you are increasing the size of the application. That will again cause your issues with the performance, and lot of things are there. But we should be very much wise which data I should store in the global state and which data still I have to make a connection with the database, the server. I cannot bring all the data from server and make it stay here, because it's very it's a trade-off thing.
Got it. Yeah. With server rendering, coming adapting more frequently, do you think we can manage state in server to some level? Do you think technologies like that will be developed, or
No, actually we came from there only. Whatever the client server architecture I shown you, right? Data was, and the state with the data was server centric. Everything we were managing in a server side. Nothing was. That's the reason. Whenever you disconnect from server, done. You were not able to see anything. That's what. There was server centric. But to enhance the user experience, and lot of I said, right, dynamic pages get evolved a lot and everything. So we came with the state management tools like this, all like Redux and Justin, which will help me to manage my state at the client side. So I can manage some data at the client side. I can do mutations, changes, whatever it is, but it will take care in an optimized way. The updation to the state and retrieval to the state, everything is optimized. That library handles.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have an opinion to share regarding choosing between different state management systems.
Okay.
So let's say if you are building an application for your hackathon or a very small POC and you are willing to scrap it at any point of time, then go with something similar with Zustand or Mobex. Else go with Redux. Reason being, applications very quickly in organizations grow to a larger extent. From the product team, it may come as if it's a very small application and we will just run it for like a week or so. But very quickly, they'll add several features to it and make it very large one. And then if you have been using a very simple to use state management systems like Zustand, we would need separate tech debit to actually migrate state management systems. So if in organization level, if you want to build something in product is that if it's small, even then it's better to go with Redux.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have any, see, that's the reason I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just an opinion.
Yeah, it's an opinion of an individual developer, right? Like what stack they're gonna maintain. That's the reason I did this to-do application. I can show you some other examples also, but I have to go with a Redux or something else. If I use Zustand for big applications there and I show you some e-commerce website, people will say, hey, what you are doing with the Zustand, right? Yeah, it's an opinion of a developer. It's their, trademark, like whatever they decide as a team that suits for them. It's good, but it's good to remember the libraries which we are using right now and the possibilities we should know, what possibilities we have. And also my talk, I just wanted you to all know the flow, like from where we were, like from where we came till here right now, into the dynamic pages and the applications, right? From web storage to till here. That was the main talk of this topic. Yeah, it's all depends upon you, like what state management you use. Any other questions? Yeah.
Myself, Rajesh. First of all, thanks for the great session. As you said, it depends upon the individual requirement and the project requirement as well. So recently, like we had this discussion between selecting the Redux and just like, as I said, like we had some cons for Redux, like the boilerplate. So finally, we decided to go with the Redux toolkit. Only the reason is like most of the team is familiar with Redux, and also it resolves most of the problem, like reduced boilerplate. So we don't need a separate action and reducer file. So within one single file, we can able to manage the both action and reducer, and also it.
That's the Redux toolkit that is giving your opportunity.
Yeah, it internally handles the loading states as well, like error state, loading states as well. So that's the only thing advantage of it. Like most of the team is familiar with Redux, so we decided to go with Redux toolkit.
Yeah, that's also an if you have a team who is expert in Redux, why you go for Zustand? That's also a good thing, right? Yeah, it depends on your team and your decisions.
Thank you.
I think you guys can connect with me. I will be here if you want to connect and discuss anything. And if you want to want me to understand or know anything, I am okay with the discussions. I will be here, and I will be handing off to my friend. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so are we jumping into the next session? No? Someone said no, I heard it. Someone said no, I heard it. That's all I need. Right, so we'll take a break right now. It's exactly 4:30. We're on point. We're on time. All right, we'll take a break right now. Again, just to reiterate, washrooms on the left side, pantry on the back side, and we have a networking space in the front side. Now, before we go for the break, please use this around, I'll give it 15 minutes. We'll come back at 4:45. We have some hot snacks for you in the pantry. You can have some snacks, some juice in the pantry, so you can make use of that. But before that, all I wanted to share was, you guys are the face of the Chennai React community. Multiple people here have been coming again and again, and you've seen how we're improving the content. Throw back the first event, we did not even have a live stream setup. And the second event, we saw how we record the setup. And this event, we have a live stream setup. And so bit by bit, we are expanding, we are tapping into the niche audience, and we're getting more people into this Chennai React scene. And believe it, that we have actually made an impact in an all India level, where people in all over the country are now aware, in the top 10 community list, Chennai React is making a difference. And this is only thanks to people like you, who have invested your time and invested your knowledge into coming here. And I really appreciate the amount of effort, the amount of time you've taken to come here and share your thoughts and share your time. That is the biggest investment that I can really thank you for. And I do not want you guys to stop there. Please make sure that you amplify this. Make sure it is known, because this is either number react, this is number Chennai, number react. Okay, without you, I can't do anything. How much ever investment I throw at this, I can't do anything. And ide mari, you guys are the face of this community. So I would request everyone to make use of the standees outside, make use of your handbands, show it around, flash it around, show that you are a part of the React community. And this is the early stage. We're not stopping here. We're going bigger, much bigger. We're doing some things, it's in pipeline, which is going to be a very huge success in the future, and you guys are the founding blocks for it, all right? So make sure you go on to Instagram or go wherever you want in social media, even your WhatsApp groups, and just show the fact that you are here in this community and make use of this lobby session. And I'll leave it to the break right now. And if you guys would want to connect with the HR team, which is there in the front desk, if you want to explore any opportunities with Talentship, or if you guys want to have any internship opportunities, please make sure that you explore the HR desk. And of course, spread the word, spread the love. Let's make sure that the next event, we quadruple this count and we make sure we go bigger. So I'm going to leave you guys for the break right now. I did delay it a bit, so let's keep it at 4:50. We'll come back here by 4:50. All right? So thank you guys. We'll meet you here then. And I will be giving you the time check announcements. So if you guys come back at the right time, we can end it at the right time. So thank you. Bharat, can you come to the HR desk? Bharat, can you come to the HR desk? Bharat, can you come to the HR desk? Sorry to be the destroyer of good moods, but guys, time check. It is 4:40. So we'll take another 5 to 10 minutes to come assemble back. Lobby area is up front. So if you want to make use of that, make use of that. Time check, 4:40.
Hello. Yeah.
Do time check. 4:46, guys. In next 2 to 3 minutes, if you can, please assemble in the front desk, chairs. Come back to your places. Jaliya juice kushto ango. One again, madam sir. Verma, ayyo.
Hello. Mic testing.
Audio testing, speaker audio test 0.
Hello. கேக்குதா?
On பண்ணி
ஆன் பண்ணி தான் பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன். Hello. Hey folks.
Hey folks, this is my audio test. This is my voice. இதே ஓகே தான். You're trying to normalize la. Hey. Hello. Hello. Hey, all good. என்னடா பண்றீங்க? Hello. Hello, am I good? Hello, who? What's going on? Okay.
Time check, guys. Red line. We're gonna start. If we have to start right now, we have to assemble in the front desks. Guys, time check. We have to start the session in the next 3 minutes if we have to go on time. அப்படி இல்லைன்னா நைட் இங்கே தங்க வேண்டியது தான். Time check again, guys. We need to assemble in the front desks. Let's go, boys and girls. Let's go.
the topic is like React beyond 2D. Just shout what do you think is the talk is going to be about. Like just shout random words that you think that comes to your mind when I say React beyond 2D. Someone? Okay. Something from this side, like on the back. Okay. 3JS, 3D. What else? Someone from the back, like towards the end. Okay, so we'll proceed. It's going to be about 3JS and 3D and whatnot. Before I start, I'll just quickly talk about who am I, why should you listen to me, and like things like that. I currently work in this startup called Luma AI. I was one of the founding engineers. Currently working on a lot of foundational models for generative AI, 3D, like 3D video, photo, and like all these kind of models. Previously, I used to work at Flipkart. So, quick question: how many of you have tried like the view in your room or augmented reality bar feature in the Flipkart product pages, like on your fridge page, like the fridge product page, or like the kind of like beds and whatnot? Like, has anyone tried it? Like, show of hands if you have tried it. Okay, a few. So I was part of the team who built like the iOS feature, iOS capability for that. That's my kind of background there. And I was also at Scapic before that. We were like a no-code platform to build these VR, AR tools and whatnot, right? And apart from that, my handle is Karan Ganesan on Twitter. I'm pretty active there, and I'm also an organizer at a sister community like Chennai React, GDG Chennai. And like I also host like random lunch meets and like random meets with people. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Before we start, I'll just quickly intro just 2 slides on what is like VR and AR and what are the differences between these 2 things, right? So this is one of the slides that I always use when I talk about these things. Do you guys know like Looney Tunes and like the Space Jam movie that came recently? So just taking references from there, kind of what VR is that like you are going completely into like a new world, and like you're the odd man out there. Whereas in AR, like you are still there, but people from other objects, other animals, or like other characters come into your space, and like that's basically AR. Moving on, just showing some videos on like what is kind of VR and like what people use today. This is like the Meta Quest headset that you can just like wear today. It's like 40,000 rupees in India, and like you can buy this today on like Amazon or whatnot, and like you can experience these kind of things in VR. And just to show another example of what AR is or like mixed reality is, one more click. So like it's basically like you're still there in the world, but you see virtual things around you, watch movies, watch 360 videos and whatnot, right? So basically new content comes into life when you use AR and whatnot. So in short, the spectrum looks like this. Towards the left, it's like reality, which is completely empty. There's no virtual objects. Right in between, you see both virtual and like the real content. And towards the end of the spectrum, it's fully graphics that run on your GPU or your Quest hardware or like PC or whatnot. So like that's the kind of short spectrum on what these are. Enough talking about like what these history things are, but I'll jump straight into like the code and like what you can do, right? Because it's a Chennai React community. So I'll just cover like 3 things today. Kind of like 3JS, React 3 Fiber, and Model Viewer. To start with, has anyone heard of 3JS? Like, who has used it, heard of it, or like, okay, a few people. So as you folks know, it's like it's one of the most popular, most accessible framework that people can use to sort of build, and it's built on top of the WebGL graphics APIs and whatnot. So like that's 3JS, and what you can do with it is right, like you can build a lot of like 3D experiences and VR and AR experiences. I'll show a few of them down the line, and if you want to learn these things, right, one of the courses that is mostly such as this thing called 3JS Journey, where I think the creator name is Bruno Simon. He's from France, and like he makes really cool consultant work for like building 3D experiences. And this is one of their demo pages in their course that they have. It covers like from the basics like shapes, primitives, materials, to going all the way to the top like shaders, as this current video is showing, and like some extras like you can add 3D models, add generative 3D models, and like Gaussian splats and whatnot. And towards the end, let's see until the last part. Yeah, here is where I think you guys will relate, where there is this thing called React 3 Fiber, which is basically React that you folks write today, and like it can be, like your knowledge of React can be like sort of used in React 3 Fiber and things. Yeah, so just to show some things that you can do with React 3 Fiber, 3JS and whatnot, this tool is called Spline, where it's like humans love like sort of graphical user interfaces, right? Because they're easy to use. Like there are a lot of like graphical software, right? So this lets you explore what these things are, whatever I said, using 3JS and React 3 Fiber, without writing a single line of code. Just basically go there, like bring in a bunch of primitives, import models, and like use it. So like just to start, if someone wants to sort of like go and learn what these things are or understand these things without writing a single line of code, you can try Spline. Looking into what this would look like in theory, right? I mean in code. This is a basic vanilla 3JS sample boilerplate kind of thing. I'm not going to explain entirely, but there is a basic camera scene renderer and like a cube, and you are rotating that cube with the animate loop. That's basically like the shot. But if you think more than 5 minutes, and if you write a complex application with these kind of things, it kind of becomes very big and hard to manage because it's class-based and like not modern way of doing things, right? That's when this thing called React 3 Fiber comes along. So it looks like React, like what you write, if it's divs or views or text elements like you write in normal React or React Native, or like all these kind of things you use, right? So you can do the same kind of things with the 3D primitives that 3JS provides. That's basically what this is. To show the same example that I just showed 2 slides back, look how declarative and understandable this is, right? You have a effect hook like use effect, you have use frame, and like you're writing mesh and geometry material as like tags, like normal declarative tags. And like you just say, this is the position that the camera should be, and this is the position that the model should be, and whatnot. So it's a more declarative way, and like if people are familiar with React and React Native, you would be like one day of learning what 3D basics are, and you will just start writing React 3 Fiber code. So it's as easy as that. Just showing some more examples on what you can do with it, right? You can build things from like a simple 3D model viewer on a web page to like building complex physics simulation. So here I'm moving my mouse and like touching that, so that's like triggering a acceleration force on that shape and like moving. It's like a small interactive marketing page, I would say, for a company. So, and in the code you can see like effect composer and like light former, like those are basically like how the lighting is set up for this whole scene. That's why it looks really good, like it has transmission, translution, and like all these kind of properties to it. So that's kind of like the use case and power of like React 3 Fiber. To move on, like the community around like Poimandras is the community that's behind who made the React 3 Fiber. There is a lot of like getting started features, and like there is a Discord group, like and you can also just go through all the examples, and if you just go through the examples, you will understand how to write things by doing it actually. So like like if you guys want to start exploring these things, you can just go to the examples page and like start looking at it. To understand what these are, right, we should kind of understand, even though you don't need to know fundamentals of how exactly React works or this React 3 Fiber works, but it's always good to know what things happen behind the scene, right? So that if you run into a bug, or if you run into like a feature that you want to build, if you know some understanding of what these compilers are or whatnot, you'll be able to fix them or build them. To understand that, you would also need to like compare and contrast with React Native. So how many are like React Native developers here, like who code React Native? Okay, there are a few people. Awesome. So it's kind of similar to how React Native works. Okay, I'll just go to the next one. So React Native and React share the common algorithm that's used to render like the DOM and whatnot, but at the end target, right, the nodes that render in web, iOS, Android, Mac, and like Windows, all those are like written, like it's like a renderer, internal renderer concept within the React like library. So what React 3 Fiber does is that they define these new these new tags like mesh, geometry, and material, and like make sure that those are converted into classes and like you basically use them. So yeah, that's how kind of like it's very similar to React Native. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But always, you don't need to use React 3 Fiber. Like that might be a use case where you want to just render a 3D model on your website or your app or whatnot, right? For those kind of things, and you have less time and you don't have the enough technical engineering budget to do it, right? In those scenarios, there is this thing called model viewer. So how many of you here know web components? Okay, just one, okay? So web components is another standard like React where it's universally renderable and whatnot. So model viewer is a web component that can be used in all places, like including React. It's from the team at Google, who are also the people behind 3JS and like whatnot. And the beauty is, it's 2 lines of code. Sorry, it's not visible right here, but it's just a script and a tag that you can just use to use it. They have a lot of utilities to control 3D. I think I'm not playing the video. It's a full-fledged 3D renderer. You can do all sorts of interactivity with it. You can move it, animate it, like even pair it with your scroll motion, like make some animated like animations and whatnot, or even make dynamic things like, let's say there is an e-commerce, there is a store that's gonna sort of sell dresses, right? Now you can use model viewer to make like a body double or like that person, and you can keep changing the dress with model viewer, like basically changing the color, the material, or even the full geometry. For those kind of smaller, very niche use cases, you can use model viewer to sort of build it basically. And if you're wondering where this is used today, if you search for periodic table and like open Oxygen in your Google app, it is powered by model viewer. If you search for Flipkart's products on Google and like click view in your 3D, that also is powered by model viewer. And like Shopify, right? Shopify, they have been like using model viewer a lot. Shopify is like one of the biggest deployments compared to Flipkart, where they have deployed things where anyone can sort of, if you are a marketplace seller, you can scan your 3D model, put it in Shopify, and like get it out in your store as easy as possible. So like, yeah, Shopify is also using it heavily today as far as I know. So whatever I talked is kind of basic, simple things if you are into the 3D and AR and VR development. But if I want to show something really cool, something like copying and pasting your reality, or or even messing with reality, I'm just hyping it up. One of the cool new tech that came around like the last few years is this thing called Gaussian splats. Gaussian splats is like, so you guys know how PNG works, like how a PNG file image format works. It's basically an array of colors, 1024 into 1024. Like you basically have 1024 points, like multiplied pixels in it. Imagine that for 3D. What I mean by that is, it is hyper photorealistic. Instead of talking, I can just show. So here, you are seeing something that's copied from the reality, like some random house in Singapore, but it's been captured and made into this Gaussian splat format, and you're using React to make interactive scenes on top of it. So you can make effects, walk inside it like a game, and like do all these kind of really cool stuff. So yeah, we'll just watch this for some time. And you can also see that mouse is sort of hovering, and like that's creating a ripple effect. So yeah, that's like one of the other use cases. And if you're wondering what this code looks like, it's a single component like Luma splats, and you say, what's the source of this file? And like just do normal 3JS stuff. So it's very simple, very easy these days to sort of import. Like one use case for this would be like, let's say you want to sell some object, right? Today there are two ways to do things in it. One is hand modeling the whole 3D model in like Blender or like these other tools, or capture with these apps like Luma and like Polycam and like all these kind of things. So it's easy to sort of do these and like sort of import it in like within 20 minutes of time, than a 3D model designer building it from scratch for like 1 hour. So that's how fast you can do when you want to do these kind of things. Yeah, so moving on, since I was talking about renderers before, right? At the end of the day, the target can be anything, meaning you can render basically anything, from different platforms to different tech. So here, one example is that I think Garrett works at NASA JPL, like the NASA JPL team. He has this thing called React 3 GPU path tracer. It's basically the tech that's used to render 3D in movies. So what Garrett did is that it takes like 10 seconds to render one frame, but it's cool to see like you can still use React and like do these kind of movie level sort of tech in your browser or like whatnot. So these are like two renders like that are made out of it. Like you can see like the reflection and like just the color and the contrast of it looks really good, right? Compared to what I showed before. So yeah, like that's the path tracer example that I want to just put across. I'll also be sharing this deck with you all via email with the core team. It has all the links. I've linked everything there. So yeah, don't feel free to like sort of use it later. Cool. Just talking about how what's the current state or where we are today, right? We started with 2D apps in 90s where we started with like the Mosaic browser and like whatnot. And then like we have skeuomorphism and like all these really cool stuff, like basically showing some 3D in like apps and websites. After that, like the failed project, Google Glass was there. How many of you have heard of Google Glass here? I'm just curious. Okay, 4 people, 5 people, interesting. So yeah, Google Glass was a heads-up display that you can see on the top right corner, and like it was a fun, cool thing happened in like super early days. And then WebVR, my favorite one, because back in 2016, that's the thing that I started with. Back in the day, Google used to sell these cardboards where you can put your phone inside and use it as a headset and like use it. That's how my journey started. And then like 2012, Oculus and PCVR came. Palma Lucky and like the other people sold it to Facebook, and like now you see MetaQuest. And in between, right, mobile AR is the thing that's kind of money making today. Of course, there are games and whatnot, and it's very limited to the West Coast and like the Bay Area and kind of things. But mobile AR is something that people make. Okay, one cool example of how powerful mobile AR is that Flipkart made like 400 crores on the Big Billion Day sale just by activating View in Your Room button on like the Flipkart app. And even like the Nothing Phone 2 and 1, I think they sold in like under 5 seconds, and like half of them were like they bought before trying out the AR feature, like because they had the 3D and AR features for the Nothing Phone. So yeah, those are the numbers, and like that's one of the use cases that are kind of relevant today, and that's making money and whatnot. So yeah, that's mobile AR. And MetaQuest, right? That's the only sort of VR platform today that's complete, meaning accessible. They have a app ecosystem and whatnot, and like all these kind of things. And then yeah, there are a lot of enterprise AR hits like Magic Leap and like HoloLens and like all these kind of things. And yeah, Apple Vision Pro. Who here hasn't heard about Apple Vision Pro? Or is it the wrong question to ask? Okay, cool. So Apple Vision Pro is like the first attempt from Apple trying to come into this facial and VR AR kind of space. It's still not viable in India. It's like 3 lakhs. And even though it's 3 lakhs, it's still heavy. I tried it, and so yeah, they are trying something, but it's a physics problem than a tech or like software problem. Physics is hard to crack. Hardware in general is hard to crack. So yeah, that's Apple Vision Pro. And in terms of like React and like 3D, right? If you're gonna start looking into or like start building these kind of things, one thing I would suggest is just build things and like post on Twitter and like Discord and all these communities. One cool example that I would like to just share is I'm pretty active on Twitter, and I got both my jobs from Twitter. What I mean by that is talking to the founders on like direct message. I think I told you, right? So I'm at Luma now. I was at Flipkart, and then I was at Scapic. So how I joined Scapic was I was just posting things actively on like the Slack group back in the day. Discord is cool now, but Slack was popular back in the day. So when he started this company, he was talking to someone that I know, and he recommended me that I'm in India. If you're starting a company and want to work on 3D and VR, you should talk to Karan. And like that's how Sai was the founder of Scapic. He reached out to me, and like that's how we got connected. And the current company Luma, I reached out to the founder saying, "Are you building some cool 3D tech and whatnot?" And like just started talking, interviewed, and like just joined. So like that's just one example of how you can get opportunities. Also, if you have like open source projects or like, no, it shouldn't be even open source. Just build it, hide the source code, ship it, add payments to it, and like make money or like just have fun basically. And then like that's all I had. Like any questions, happy to take it here or even offline. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, hi. You told this one thing, right? I think about before Nothing Phone 2, like in Amazon, like this feature got them like sold instantly. Could you elaborate on that? I didn't understand what that was.
So what I was saying was, when the Nothing Phone launched, we had this AR feature in the Flipkart product page, not Amazon, where you can basically click the view in 3D button, and they can explore the phone in 3D, and also put the phone maybe in reality using your phone, like using the Flipkart app, and like see it, kind of like sort of experience it before buying it. So that's what I meant by that.
Oh, okay. With that one thing, like it converted to a lot of conversions.
Yeah, it had a lot of conversions. And when we did A/B testing up for this particular feature before launching it, I think we did it with furniture and large appliances. I think it's safe to say it was one of the biggest like successful A/Bs that Flipkart has ever made. Kind of like highest conversion rate among any experiment that has been done in the past. Yeah.
With 3D, actually, it's very performance intensive, right? You have to be very careful while designing 3D like stuff.
Yes.
So with scale of Flipkart, like how did they manage to get it? Like
Yeah. So we at Flipkart, like they did two approaches. One is photogrammetry and one is hand modeling it. When 3D designers hand model it by themselves, it's an insane number. We try to make it under 200 kb, which is impossible, but we try to make sure that all the quads and tries of a 3D model are like not always super bad, and also make sure that the UV mapping is also not like super complex and whatnot. So if it's like for example, let's take this table or something, right? We try to make sure that one surface is literally one mesh and like one draw call. That's one. And for the other photogrammetry that I said, right, we do a lot of compression. You can Google for, forgot the name, like Brotli and like other like these compression algorithms. Like basically they compress for a transport format and you decompress it on the client so that the experience is super fast. That being all said, Flipkart is being used on phones like Lava and like these lower level phones. I think that's where your question comes in, right? It is not good. Of course, we try to please 80% of the people and 20% of the people still have a bad experience, but you can still give them, right? I mean, we don't have to limit access to these features. So yeah, I mean, it was a problem. I do acknowledge it. Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Is it a kind of a add-on skill to a front-end developer, or it's a separate skill altogether, a specific, a specialist skill altogether in the market?
You can start looking at this like as a side skill, and you can empower yourself and like sort of, if there is a requirement in your company or like startup or like some side project, you know this and you work on this. But of course, if you like it, you can pursue this as a separate thing. To be honest, but opportunities in India for this is kind of low. It's more on the West Coast and Europe and whatnot. But yeah, there are few companies and startups who are trying to push this in India also. Yeah.
To pick up the skill, how does the roadmap look like for a front-end developer? Where to start?
Yeah.
At least a couple of lines on
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So I think I showed spline.design. It's one of the like things that you can start looking into it without coding and like passively look into it and like learn it kind of thing. And right after that, I think the other thing that I shared was React, 3JS Journey. It's like a course, paid course. It's like, it has basically like start to finish basic things and whatnot. But I would say when you want to learn, just don't learn by syllabus, just build by examples. Now have a goal that you want to build a car game, and you basically just like come down from the project and like see what is required and build it, than just going lesson by lesson and like trying to learn it and whatnot. So yeah, those are the two things I would suggest. Yeah. Cool.
All right, so no more questions? No more questions? No? Sure? No? Yes? No? No? Nammale no solra. Okay. Anyways, I was just going to tell you that we had the last minute update that we have a fourth speaker. So I think he'll take another 1 hour. Seriously. Right, so that was it for this session, guys. So how did you guys feel? I mean, energetic, sad, low? How are you guys? Yes, no? Yes? Or exhausted? Okay. Anyone else? Brain exhaustion? No one? Nothing? You guys don't feel anything? Alright. So, right now we are having a feedback screen. So, like I said, in the first React session, we didn't do much. It was just a straight up meetup. In React 2, we tried to introduce the video recording feature, where we recorded the entire live stream and we did it. And we also introduced a new template of how we want to do events. And with this 3, we've taken the feedback. So each feedback was generated, in all of these journeys, all your feedbacks have been generating a lot of inputs for us and thoughts for us to do things better. So with each of your feedback, again, if it's good, give it a good. If it's bad, if it needs improvement, please be honest and do it. We're not gonna like hold anything back, but truthfully speaking, with your criticism, we can do better with the next React event. Like I said, we are on a roadmap to go to a very big level, and I am seeing the faces of the future of React Chennai community meetups. Like you guys are like the face of what's going to happen tomorrow in a very big way. So your feedback would be highly appreciated. The TVs also have the QR codes which you can scan and share in your thoughts. Again, this is not going to be some feedback where you're going to call you back and be like, why did you don't like this? And a 1-star bota. No, it's not going to be like that. We take this feedback and we read through. Myself, Nikhil, Surya, all of us, we read through it individually, and we make sure that if it is in our reach and if it's something we can correct, we do correct it. Now, apart from that, we're also on the lookout for speakers. So if you think you have the potential that you can deliver a world-class or else a community-class speech here in this stage, we are open, we're ready to hear you. And if you have friends who you think that I have a buddy who's going to be so great in doing this, refer them as well. You just have to scan this QR code, we'll take it to your form, and we just need a few inputs from you. And if we feel that you're the best and if you really want a shot, then you can reach out to us, or you can meet Surya, Nikhil, or myself here, and you can connect with them if you are interested to be a speaker. And with that, I am going to call a close on this event. A huge shout out to our volunteering teams who have been here since early morning and who have been helping us organize this event. And of course, a shout out to our admin team, Bhuvana, and our IT team, Sasi, who have been going above and beyond in setting up the facilities here on this. And before I end this, the last keynote, I just want to say, reiterate the same point I've been telling before this. You guys are the face of this community. This is your community more than my community. I did not like call, I may force you guys here. You guys involved yourself into this, and this is your involvement which is making this community a success. So I'm going to open up the front lobby area for a networking session, and I'm going to be opening up area where you can connect with each and every person here. Make sure you amplify the reach. Make sure this is a 60, 80 people crowd. Next time, I'm expecting to see 100. I even go 200. So make sure you guys amplify it. And with that, I'm going to call in for the keynote to close, and over to Surya to hand over the mementos to our speakers. Please turn on the lights. Yeah. Justin? Tungitara? Now that was actually his remark. I mean, on the LinkedIn post, I was just looking at it. The man just commented, I hope no one slept in his session. He himself self-roasted him. Basavaraj, are you here? I know you're here. Where is? I think he's outside on the HR desk. All right. So we'll go to Karan and come back to this. Karan, if you can come to the front desk. Nikhil, if you can hand over the memento too. And finally, Basavaraj, if you can come up on stage. And JP, you would honor Basavaraj with. Very good. All right. So again, I'm going to close this road right now. Lobby area is going to be open up front where we're going to have a group session. I'm opening the lobby for a network on the main lobby area. A group photo is going to be taken outside. If you would love to connect with me about building communities, I'm here. If you would like to connect with Surya and Nikhil about being a speaker or any feedbacks, we're all here. We're all open to talk to you guys. So I'll meet you guys out in the lobby. Again, make sure this is known to everybody. Amplify the reach. And thank you for being a part of the Chennai React community. A huge round of applause to you guys. Thank you very much.